America's listening to Fox News.
69 degrees. It is 5:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. One sister is dead, another wounded. It follows a shooting in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. Police say Celeste and Jezebel Perez were standing outside Wednesday night in the 2700 block of South Holman when shots were fired. Jezebel suffered multiple gunshot wounds, later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital, while Celeste was shot multiple times and this morning remains hospitalized in good condition. No one hurt following a minor security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago. Someone jumped the fence and began throwing rocks at the office on the near west side. The facility remains secure. An investigation is underway after a woman was able to escape an attempted kidnapping in Chicago's West Loop. Police say someone got out of a car this week in the 200 block of South Sangamon, confronted the woman on the sidewalk, grabbed her, tried to guide her into a van where three others were inside. A passerby confronted the person who jumped back in the van and took off. California's move to ban gas vehicles in the state comes in 2035, but that even goes too far for Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. AM 560's Greg Bishop is on the campaign trail this week with the governor.
California Governor Gavin Newsom this week heralded his state's move.
We will be the first jurisdiction in the world to require all new cars to be sold to be alternative fuel cars.
Governor J.B. Pritzker told a crowd of farmers at a forum near Lexington he had a chance to sign on to a pact with California, but didn't.
I think it's a good thing for us to electrify, but it is going to be gradual. It is going to take time. Illinois is not going to snap its fingers and require you to go buy an electric vehicle tomorrow.
Pritzker has a stated goal of 1 million EVs on Illinois roads by 2030. Republican gubernatorial candidate State Senator Darren Bailey warned what increased electric vehicles could do to energy costs and reliability. In Springfield, I'm Greg Bishop.
Northern Illinois University confirms a student there has tested positive for the monkeypox virus. NIU President Lisa Freeman says the student is now isolated, receiving care, and expects a full recovery. The student has not attended any in-person classes. Three are facing charges in a statewide video game burglary ring. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul announcing that charges were filed against Julia and Gino Wutke and Alyssa Sloka. Raoul says the trio broke into businesses around Illinois and robbed video gaming machines of around $400,000. A group of Illinois citizens has formed a task force to urge the public to vote no on a constitutional amendment that they say will raise property taxes on all in Illinois. The Citizen Advisory Coalition to Save the State is led by Anthony Travis, a Proviso Village trustee. He's been speaking out against the pro-union amendment up for a vote in November. The group met this week, and Travis said the goal was to alert the public to what the amendment will do.
If this thing passed, it would take away taxpayers' rights, and it would take away the legislators' right to fix anything.
Travis says the amendment will hurt residents and business owners over the long haul by dramatically hiking property taxes. Former girlfriend of R. Kelly claims she had sex with the singer and a teen girl while being videotaped in the 90s. Lisa Van Allen was prominently featured in the 2019 Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. An Illinois auction house is in the global spotlight because of a Star Wars weapon that is up for bid.
The DL-44 heavy blaster used by Harrison Ford during the filming of the first Star Wars movie.
That's Rob Colander of Rock Island Auction and says it could go for $350,000 to $500,000.
That may go quite a bit higher. There was a replica, like a resin replica, used in one of the sequels that several years back sold for $500,000.
By the way, they're also auctioning off a gun that once belonged to Wild Bill Hickok. That could also go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Northwestern Wildcats kick off the 2022 football season against Nebraska in Dublin, Ireland tomorrow. Wildcats looking to turn things around after going 1-8 in the Big Ten last year. Fighting Illini plays its first game of 2022 against Wyoming at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Fighting Illini look to build off a 2021 campaign that saw them finish 4-5 in Big Ten play. The Illini new quarterback is Tommy DeVito. I hope Tommy DeVito doesn't know that Tommy DeVito gets whacked in Goodfellas. White Sox failed to close out the Baltimore Orioles in a 4-3 loss at Camden Yards. Cubs couldn't cool off Paul Goldschmidt. He hit a couple of bombs in the Cardinals' 8-3 win over the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Bears wrap up the preseason against the Browns at First Energy Stadium tomorrow. Bears are 2-0. The news, a service of the AM 560 store. Order T-shirts, hoodies, and more from your favorite AM 560 brands, including Proft University. It's 5:08. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark each Sunday night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business right here on AM 560. The Answer.
The Naperville JC Last Fling is back. From September 2nd through September 5th, enjoy the last day of summer in downtown Naperville with carnival rides, live music, and food vendors. Admission is free. For more information, check out lastfling.org.
If you're tired of the divisive rhetoric in our country today, then America's Talking Network is for you. America's Talking Network is a new podcast hub where you can find civil conversations.
What does America need to be saved from?
The birth of my son is the birth of this channel, because when he was born, it completely changed the way I think about the world.
Find out what's happening in our country.
And of course, everyone's prices are going up around the country. If you've been to the grocery store, you've seen it. If you've made a budget, you probably had to increase your monthly allotment for a lot of different things.
And find out what's happening right here in our backyard of Illinois.
The price you pay at the pump, wherever you're buying your gasoline in Illinois, is all inclusive of the taxes that are built into this thing.
That sort of explains why Illinois' average is significantly higher than the national average.
The only agenda that America's Talking Network has is to get America talking again. Go to americastalking.com to check out all of our podcasts. Once again, that's americastalking.com.
Fellas, still need to get your annual health exam? I personally recommend my friends at Low T Center to get your complete health assessment, where they check all of your levels. It's typically completely covered by most health insurance, and if you don't have insurance, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel and an office visit with their medical provider to give you a complete health assessment. Low T Center specializes in men's health, making it quick and easy, even verifying your insurance. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's 5:10. Let's get an update on the roads now. We do that, of course, in our Team Hochberg Traffic Center this morning, and this look at the roads is a service of the AM 560 Advantage, where membership has its privileges, and you can join today at 560theanswer.com/join. Inbound Edens, Lake Cook Road into the junction in 15. Kennedy inbound is fine. Ike is moving on time. Stevenson outbound, accident, right shoulder. Car rolled over and then landed upright again southbound at Cicero Avenue. Bishop Ford jams solid outbound at 130th because exit and entrance ramps are closed until 7 a.m. with ongoing road work. Tri-State disabled vehicle right lane blocks southbound just south of 87. Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast with our AccuWeather meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Clouds and sun, shower and thunderstorm, humid day, high 82. Thunderstorm early this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight, low 67. Terrific tomorrow, sunshine, less humid, the high 78. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560. The Answer.
69 at O'Hare, 70 Lakefront, 72 Midway, 66 in Aurora. Lake Michigan water temp at Wilmette Harbor is 71. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts next on AM 560. The Answer.
Is your garage a disorganized mess? Take back your garage with Garage Experts of Chicagoland. Hi, I'm Dave Molinaro, proud owner and operator transforming Chicagoland garages into beautiful, organized, and functional living spaces since 2017. We are the experts in garage storage solutions and can help you create an uncluttered, clean, and organized garage. Our cabinet systems are completely customizable to your needs and lifestyle and will have the whole neighborhood talking. They're backed by a lifetime warranty and designed to withstand the wear and tear of Chicago's harsh weather. Garage Experts cabinets are manufactured right here in the United States and come in a variety of colors with multiple configurations that will never leave you with unused, wasted space. Act now and save $250 off your garage makeover. Learn more by visiting our website at garageexperts.com/Chicagoland. Let's transform your garage today. Once again, that's garageexperts.com/Chicagoland.
The world has changed, our economy has changed, and now more than ever, it's important that your retirement savings is set up to generate income, real money, in your bank account month after month while still controlling your principal. In retirement, it's all about income, and anyone who says differently simply does not understand retirement planning. To learn how it's done, join Amazon best-selling author Michael Stewart for the Retirement Success Blueprint every Sunday afternoon at 2.
Right now, there's unprecedented demand for pre-owned vehicles. If you're working from home and have an extra vehicle, now is a great time to sell it. Call Joe Cotton Ford for top dollar on any make or model pre-owned vehicle. If you need a commercial vehicle, come in and we'll get your vehicle ordered for you. Our commercial team is ready when you are. Also, our commercial service center can handle trucks up to 52,000 pounds. Come see why we're Chicagoland's best Ford buying experience. For 48 years, we've been delivering the perfect vehicle for your taste, needs, and budget. Joe Cotton Ford has the no-stress, easy buying experience. The Daily Herald top pick 9 years in a row for sales and service. Family owned and operated for 3 generations. From our family to yours, you have our word on it. That's Joe Cotton Ford, Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream, or at joecottonford.com. joecottonford.com.
Top pick is voted by Daily Herald readers.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
From the Matrix Home Solutions studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560 The Answer.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560 The Answer.
All right. Good Friday morning. Justin, I think we're going to need to change the song to I Wear My Sunglasses at Night, because John Anthony, there we go. John Anthony is here, sitting in for Dan today.
Yes.
So thank you for coming in. And what's going on here?
Hey, listen, I was at the premiere of Uncle Tom 2 last night.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get out of there till 10:30. Got home at 11:30. Couldn't fall asleep till about 12:15-ish.
Yeah.
And I was up at 3.
There you go.
That's why I got the glasses on.
And real men just do it.
And because
Yes.
I can.
Because you can?
That's
Are
the
you, no,
song.
seriously, are you really going to wear those sunglasses all morning?
I don't know. We'll see. Once I wake up, once my mind wakes up.
Well, you just let us know when you arrive at the show.
We'll do. Thanks for
Well,
having
you
me.
made some news because you had
Uh-oh.
Richard Irvin on our program on Black and Right Radio, which is here Saturdays, noon to 3.
Yes.
I'm so bummed because I wanted to call in because I wanted my $53 back.
Oh, why didn't you call?
It was out of pocket.
$53.
I paid $53 to park to go to one of his press conferences, And he literally, like, so pretend you're me.
Yeah.
Literally was this. Yeah. Next question. Next question.
So you saying he dodged you?
Hello. I have, because the parental agreement for, abortion rights expired that day.
Yeah.
And I was, if you become governor, will you reinstate that?
Oh.
And he said, yes, I will. And then he took off.
Wow.
Took off running. So you had the man on.
Yeah, I got him on.
Yeah. So let's,
Uh-oh.
break it. Well, first of all, did you take any heat?
I did.
For
I
having
took
him?
a lot of heat. A lot of people felt like I shouldn't have had him on.
Well, what was their reasoning?
Well, because he's a Democrat. He's a fraud. He's a crook. Things of that nature. But I think a lot of people wanted to hear from Mayor Richard Irvin. And I think that's why he agreed to do it.
All right. Well, he talked about how difficult it was, how he's getting heat from both sides.
So I was getting it from both sides. I was getting it from the Democrats saying that I was evil and a crook. I was getting it from the Republicans saying that I was a Democrat. Let me tell you who doesn't think I'm a Democrat, and that's the Democrats. I wouldn't have been running against J.B. Pritzker, if I was a Democrat. And as far as the Republicans coming at me, that was their they looked at me as a threat. They wanted their candidate to win. The far right folks, and they were able to spend money and effectively send a message suggesting that I was something other than I was.
And you and I discussed this before. He really is a really is a Republican.
He is. As we talked about that during the show, how when I first met him in 2007, Jim Oberweis, former Senator Jim Oberweis, introduced us, and everybody in Aurora knows he's a Republican.
Well, did you ask him about his former girlfriend?
Yeah, we brought that up.
Okay, and what was his response?
About as far as he said, he never interfered with that investigation. He was just driving. He got a call. He said, "Hey, look, she's a friend. He's an attorney as well." So he stopped by. He said he never got involved in it. Never said anything to the police or the police chief about.
So he thinks it was taken out of context.
He
it was
definitely
just
said it was
hit.
taken out of context.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they still together? Did you ask? Him about
See,
that's what I would have asked.
Yeah,
well,
but I wanted to keep it campaign centric, and me.
Yeah, but part of the campaign was that he wasn't properly vetted, and that these, his past came up to haunt him, and to bite him in the butt. I
Yeah.
think because that one campaign ad where they
I
showed
don't believe he's
an
still
image
with
of
her,
a
though. I don't believe he's still
okay,
with
but they showed an image of a woman,
Right.
crying, and I don't know if that was her.
Yeah,
because if
it
it was,
didn't look like her, did it?
I don't. It was grainy.
I know
and she
her.
was sitting,
it
she was
didn't
sitting
look
there and
like
she was rocking. It looked like she was, taking a hit off a bong, didn't it?
I didn't see that part. Now.
That was my interpretation of
What
it.
time were you watching it? 3 a.m. I don't know.
No, it was. You almost spit out your water there,
did.
buddy.
I almost
Hey, if I
did.
give you some balance of nature, will you take your sunglasses off?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. We'll do some shots of balance of nature. How about
Okay.
that? I need a shot.
On the SAFE-T Act, which takes place January 1st, dear Lord help us.
The act, as it exists now, will be terrible, absolutely detrimental to the state of Illinois. And the one that's going to go into effect come January 1, 2023, the no cash bail, is going to hurt our state. So what's going to happen come January 1, when people are arrested for crimes, even serious felonies, they will not have to post any bail at all.
Yeah.
They just go there, slap high fives with the police, and leave the jail almost like there's no real consequence. Matter of fact, that same person who is released with no bail will now, based on this act, be able to go and make an anonymous complaint against that same police officer that arrested him. That'll stay in that police officer's record for the rest of his career.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. Did you find him likable? I mean, were you guys friends before
We're
all
friends.
this?
Yeah, he and I were friends before this. As I said, I've known him since 2007, and we talked about that. And I think he was spot on with the Safety Act. I mean, what 100
Out of,
Dan Pross
yeah.
had 100 out of 102
County states
attorneys are against it.
Yeah, and Democrats, Republicans,
Yeah.
a few independents in
Yes.
there. It doesn't matter. But there are just, we had LaShawn Ford on yesterday.
Yeah, I heard a great interview.
And he's for the Safety Act.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, I mean, you look
I
at
don't
where he's
care. I
from.
know. Well, but still, a poor guy steals, so he goes to jail, and he can never bond out because he doesn't have cash.
Right.
Well, guess what? You shouldn't have stolen in the first place. I mean, come on. wimpy society we're creating. 312-642-5600. Let's go to Brian in St. John. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, guys. So I heard a lot of the interview on Saturday, and I'm in Indiana, so I don't have a horse in the race, and thankfully I didn't have a opportunity to vote for him or anybody. But one of the things, I'm in the process of pulling voting records for all my local school boards and candidates, and one of the answers he gave you on Saturday was why he has so many Democrat ballots.
Yeah.
And I actually did appreciate that answer, and it gave me a different perspective to look at what these people are doing in my area. But I just, I don't particularly like him, but it's odd that he wouldn't have explained that to the people 2 months ago.
Right.
So that's all I got. I just appreciated his answer because it was, a different perspective.
Yeah, and Brian, are you running for school board?
No, I'm just hawking these people. I'm just being the watchdog.
Good for you.
I'm a journalist at heart.
Yeah.
They asked me to run. But I told them no. I'm more valuable with pulling records and things like that. So that's all I got. Thank you.
What's the skeletons in your closet? I'm just kidding.
And I think he's
Kidding,
speaking
Brian.
about how he said he went and he was running and he was an alderman running in local elections. So then they were nonpartisan. And he also said, listen, there was in Aurora there was no Republicans on the ballot, so I had to choose, to vote. I mean, I wouldn't have done it.
No.
I haven't pulled a Democrat ballot since 2000, maybe 99, 2000, I think it was.
I think 2010 was my first Republican ballot in a primary. But sometimes I would pull Democratic ballots because I wanted to choose candidates, that I wanted because I didn't think that they'd win against a Republican challenger.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know how that
Makes
goes.
sense.
Him on Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And I made it clear, standing on that grassy knoll, giving that speech, that I do support black people's lives, but I support every single life: black, white, Latino, Indian, Asian. We all matter, and I don't think we should be separating, groups of people and putting more or less value on their lives than everybody else.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much what he said during the entire campaign.
Yeah.
Was that Black Lives Matter, but people took offense to that because he let Aurora be burnt down to the ground.
Yeah.
Well, not down to the ground, but there were a number of arsons.
Yes, a lot of damage.
A lot of damage, millions of dollars worth of damage.
Yeah, and I mean, I hold to that same thing. I despise the BLM organization. I think it's a wing of the Democrat Party. It's a fundraising wing. And if you saw Uncle Tom too, they actually go into BLM and Patrisse Cullors. I mean, it really was Uncle Tom 2. I'm telling you, that's probably one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life. Better than part one.
Better than part one?
Better
so
than part
what
one.
do they focus on? Just BLM and Antifa?
No, they really dig into the historical aspect of Black America. They talk about the Harlem Renaissance, and how the Black culture didn't start degrading the Black culture until government started getting involved. And they talk about how they used the so-called preachers and to sully the message and to soften the message to Black culture. And I mean, when you think about it, despite everything that Black people did, their ingenuity, and personally, I think these are the things that we need to talk a lot more about. We talked about Black Wall Street when it was destroyed, but nobody knows that back in 1921 it was destroyed. 1925 it rebounded.
Oh, it did.
I mean, these are things that are not taught in educational systems because Black people are survivors and they're strong and they're proud. And I thought that documentary put it so succinctly and how we go back to fix Black America.
And Larry Elder's a producer?
Yes, he's the executive producer.
Okay,
And
was he
Chad
there
Jackson,
last night?
No,
or
so Lieutenant Colonel Alan West and Chad Jackson were there last night, and I moderated it probably about 30 minutes after the viewing.
And took questions from the audience?
We didn't take questions. We didn't really have that much time.
Yeah. It was a good showing, though? A lot
was
of
a
people
great
showed?
showing.
Now, where can we see it?
I do believe you can go to Uncle Tom. You can go to 560theanswer.com, and you'll see the.
Is it on Salem Now?
Salem Now, that's it. There you
Okay,
go.
that's what's brought. So
Yeah.
Salem's the executive producer. I should
I
know
believe
these
they have-
things. I do work here.
I believe they have
Thank
some
you.
part. But you got to go out and watch it. I said to myself as I was leaving, as I was driving home, I would love for Black people to watch this, just to have a different perspective of Black America and white people. I mean, there are a lot of. I think white people are coming out and they're wanting to be armed, and to have these discussions. Because I said last night, I said, I blame you white men because you're cowards, because you've separated yourself from the conversations. In order to really change stuff, all voices have to be there to and be accepted. You can't shun, and I think that's why white America, especially the white male, his voice is missing. We got to restore that voice.
Culture is teaching the white man that they're bad, that they're evil.
Correct.
That they're somehow racist because
Correct.
they're not black and they can't experience or feel.
Right.
And then sometimes you have their powerful lefty wives telling them that too.
I said that too.
Taking away all their masculine tasks throughout the house.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it because I'm a woman and this is what feminism looks like. 312-642-5600. Let's go to Craig in Mount Greenwood. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Amy, and good morning, John.
Hey, good morning,
Thanks for
buddy.
taking my call. Yeah, thanks for taking my call, Amy. Hey, listen, just like this movie that exposes the truth, just like Dan and you were talking the other day about getting in trouble with that Lion Lori lightweight there, and basically his pack getting him in trouble because the left exists in absolute lies and deceit. And when you basically even ask them a question or put them on the spot with the truth, it just gives them an opportunity to take and lie and deceive. And basically, and it's the politicians, it's the media. Media is the worst. That's our worst enemy.
Yeah.
And so something like this movie, it is absolute, like so powerful in everything in two directions. One, to help us know what the truth is and everything, but to get them so aggravated and annoyed that they will attack even harder and everything. The left I'm talking about.
Yeah. Thanks, Craig, for the phone call. So what's the difference between Uncle Tom 1 and Uncle Tom 2?
I think they went more into a historical aspect of Uncle Tom 1. Really quickly, I was listening to the LaShawn Ford interview, and I saw my buddy George Pearson's post. He said, most of the time when black people hear that I'm darker, she should have just simply said, "Wait,
we'll talk about that."
Okay, because I got something for that.
Oh, we want to hear your opinion.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
One of the things we have learned in the past year, technology is a must. You must have good data and cell service inside your building. Do you have bad service? Let's fix that. This is Kelly Piles. My company is PC Net Services. We fix that bad data and cellular connection inside your building and stop the complaints. It's not as complicated as you might think, but it does make a difference. We work with all major cellular carriers and data communications companies across the nation. We can improve your cellular and data signal in your building with every carrier. No more dropped calls, no more complaints. First responders, firefighters, and government agencies have used us to create a better cellular signal inside their building. We could do the same for you. A veteran-owned company, PC Net Services, connecting you to the world.
Get better cell service in your building, no matter which carrier. For a free analysis, call PC Net Services, 815-545-4439, 815-545-4439. Priscilla Shire, Tim Tebow, and Willie Robertson are coming to Chicago for Life Surge, September 16th at Willow Creek Community Church in South Barrington. Life Surge features over 9 speakers in a one-day Christian worship and business event, live and in person. Life Surge presents practical biblical strategies to help you grow your faith, business, wealth, and impact for the kingdom. More details and tickets are available at lifesurge.com. That's lifesurge.com.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
AM 560. The Answer.
All right. I got somebody to take off their shades. I got to give you some balance of nature.
Yeah, shots.
Shots of it. All right, coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, did Dan and his super PAC offend you? We'll ask. And then later, Rodman is out. We'll explain why. But now let's head into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
We've got the supercharged coffee down for you, John. It's brewing, double filtered. It's ready to rock and roll. 69 degrees at 5:31 on AM 560. The Answer. A federal judge is ordering the Justice Department to release a redacted affidavit that led to the search of Donald Trump's Florida home. The judge for the Florida South District says parts of that affidavit need to be kept under wraps to protect identities of witnesses. Meantime, Florida Congressman Greg Steube telling Fox and Friends this morning that the president's request for a special master in that incident is a good idea.
Anytime you can have somebody who's outside of this process to be able to determine the legality of what can be searched, what can't be searched, what information can be used and can't be used, I think is a good thing.
This says the DOJ faces a noon Eastern deadline to speak against or for a special master. Wall Street will have a close eye on remarks by Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell today. Powell will address the Fed's annual economic symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Interest rates on the docket. President Biden slamming former President Donald Trump and other members of the Republican Party last night.
Those of you who love this country, Democrats, independents, mainstream Republicans, we must be stronger, more determined, and more committed to saving America than the MAGA Republicans are destroying America.
In a speech Thursday in Maryland, the president accused Trump of what he called extreme MAGA republicanism and trying to take the country backward. It was a rally that tried to kick off a Democrat midterm push months before the November elections. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis pushed back, says he doesn't think much of President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan.
It doesn't really make sense. It's not a way to really, unify the country behind a shared purpose. It's really a very divisive policy because you're alienating people who went and did the right thing and paid off everything.
The Republican says there will be doctors and lawyers who will have debt forgiven and paid for by middle-class taxpayers. Kentucky police are investigating a shooting at a homeless shelter.
Upon arrival, our officers found 4 victims with gunshot wounds.
At least 2 are said to have died in that incident so far in Henderson, Kentucky. Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn says her visit to Taiwan is a message to Beijing. First-term Republican landed in Taiwan late last night and right after landing tweeted, "We will not be bullied." Several are recovering from injuries after a ride at New Jersey's Six Flags malfunctioned on Thursday. It was the high-speed wooden roller coaster El Toro was unloading passengers when suddenly it lurched forward. 4 are dead after a shooting at an Arizona apartment complex. Police in Tucson responded to a report of shots fired just before noon on Thursday. 1 sister is dead, another wounded following a shooting in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. No one hurt following a minor security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago. That facility remains secure. A longtime steakhouse in Chicago is set to close. Tavern on Rush announcing on Facebook it is closing its doors for good on January 1st. The closure next year due to the end of the River North Restaurant's lease agreement with the landlord. College football this weekend. Northwestern kicks off their season against Nebraska in Dublin, Ireland. Fighting Illini will tackle Wyoming at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Sox close out with the Orioles and suffer a 4-3 loss at Camden Yards. Paul Goldschmidt had 2 bombs in a Cardinals win over the Cubs, 8-3. The news, a service of Dan and Amy 24/7. Listen now, danamy247.com. A check of traffic and weather is on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager sees Trump derangement syndrome everywhere.
This is what gives you moral strength? Donald Trump's evil? But he was president 4 years. What did he do bad? Don't tell me he doesn't like women. Don't tell me he's a liar. Tell me what he did bad. They can't. There's a sickness in your soul. There is.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Charlie Kirk at 1 on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, "Help me, Daddy's shot." And then he stood over him and they executed him in front of her. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
You can't live forever, but your legacy can. At Catholic Cemeteries of Chicago, they've helped families set their legacies in stone for over 180 years. With interest-free financing and low monthly payments, now is the time to set your final wishes in place. Visit CatholicCemeteryChicago.org or call 708-236-5490 today to schedule a free consultation.
Is your summer weight loss plan not working as well as you'd hoped? Well, hope is not a strategy. This is what you need to do. Contact NJ Diet today, and they will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then, NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep it off. Call today, 855-5NJ-DIET, or log on to njdiet.com.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen? That'll save space in your cabinet. To learn more, visit simplegreen.com.
5:38. Let's get a quick update on the roads. Team Hochberg Traffic Center time, and this update is service of the daily podcast of Chicago's Morning Answer and the Sean Thompson Show. Daily podcast at 560theanswer.com/podcast. Inbound Edens is okay. Kennedy in 17, O'Hare into the Burns Circle. Stevenson in, already a tap of the brakes. Ashland into the Ryan, 26 in from 355. Bishop Ford in, jamming up into the Ryan merge. Bishop Ford outbound at 130th. There's big delays there right now because the exit and entrance ramps are both closed until 7 a.m. with ongoing road work. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. A pleasant day ahead. We'll kick out some of this humidity that's around this morning for a less humid afternoon with sunshine and a high of 77. 66 degrees at O'Hare, 69 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
All right, some house cleaning issues we got to take care of real quick. Have you heard the news?
What news?
Tavern on Rush is closing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're calling it quits. We don't know why, but they just released a tweet out saying that they are, quote, Gold Coast staple owned by Phil Stefani announced it's shutting down permanently when its lease expires at the end of the year.
Oh, my. That's huge.
Yeah, because, I mean, who goes downtown?
Not
anymore.
anymore.
But what's going to happen to the Viagra Triangle? What are old men to do?
Oh, God.
Those are their granddaughters, right, that they're walking around with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right, so the station's made, well, not the station, but Dan Proft and his Super PAC have made some news because of, the ad that it was seen around the country now. He's been on local television. He's been on national media. Did you see him with his
I did.
walking down the street for Sarah Schulte's package on Channel 7? I'm like, oh, dude, come on. It's just comical. But were you offended? Do you think Mayor Lightfoot is right, John Anthony?
But to use the oldest racist tropes that there are to make the scary black woman even blacker, to show scary black men on TV, and to say to the suburbs, i.e. the white people, you don't want this coming to your town, so vote for Darren Bailey. That is the height of racism and cynicism, and we don't need it anywhere, certainly not in our politics, and we definitely don't mean it if we're going to try to bring people together and solve problems. I believe very strongly in regionalism. I have done that from the very beginning of my administration. We have so many things that we can work on together: transportation, water policy, the environment, and of course, public safety. But an ad like that is so offensive, it shouldn't even be part of the public discourse.
Didn't alter anything.
Yeah,
and that video is all from Chicago. They got that video from news stations.
We can prove that that's not true.
Then prove that it's not true.
Right.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636, type in DA. Then a quick comment, because I gathered the reporters around and said, watch this.
Yeah.
So, Craig Dellamore, he was there, Sarah Schulte, and a bunch, Tamon Bradley, and I said, just look at it. Every single shot of violence was on their air, was on 7, was on 9, was on BBM. So the fact that she's lying about it, it just bothered me. But you, as a black man,
she missed a perfect opportunity.
Clear your throat.
What she should have said,
was
the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, baby.
But when you see the ad, because she does look different in different light setting. Like I look different,
But that's
or
the
you look
graphic
different in
package,
different. Right. It was a sinister, dark, scary, and not meant to scare people, but it's just showing what reality is like, what we're living with. Last night, 2 women were shot, West Rogers Park, one in the forehead, one in the neck. They were sitting in a car in a park. It was 10 p.m. at night. Someone came up and shot them. And then, the day before, we had 4 shot outside of Schurz High School. 2 of them were CPS students. One was shot in the face, still in critical condition. The weekend has spread to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, and then this Bucktown couple, listen to this. They were, I don't know if you saw this video. They were ambushed. They were walking home Saturday night. It was dark out, and somebody came up to them. 3 black men jumped out of, ambushed them, jumped out, put a gun to the head right here, another one on the wife, and they explain it.
Not knowing if you're going to be alive, if you're going to be shot, it's a feeling that no one should ever feel. It's the most terrifying feeling I've ever felt.
They open up the doors and immediately, it's nefarious. They all had guns.
It was like an ambush.
Yeah, they start rushing towards us up the sidewalk. We try to make a break for it.
Is it enough to move out of the city of Chicago?
I'm a Chicago guy through and through. So really sad, really depressing. I'd love to raise my kids here. We still may, but I never gave thought to moving until probably the past year or 2.
And what's your exit plan? That's what is our family's breaking point?
Right. Well, I'm out.
The catalytic converter being stolen? Is it, your car being smashed, the window, the smash and grab? Is it your 17th bicycle stolen from your garage?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, our family, we've had 17 bikes stolen.
What?
From when I lived on Kenmore, then to Grace, and where I stay now.
Yeah, and the problem
in the
is,
total. But I've been here since I've been back here since 1996.
The problem is so many people can't move. Mortgages.
Oh, right now? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, where are you gonna go? You can come out to the south side. I mean, Joliet, Minooka area. Come on, Amy. Come on.
I went to visit you once, and I was heading. I'm like, am I there yet?
I know it's far. People don't understand. That's what I say when I drive into here. It's like an hour's drive.
So people that are staying are actually, and these are liberals.
Yeah.
Concealed carry.
Oh. When you live in the city, that there's some level of risk, but it definitely feels a lot closer to home when it's in your neighborhood.
Definitely very unnerving. He travels for work, so I have to walk the dog at night, and I always have felt pretty safe around here, so definitely scary to hear a story like that.
We need to get tougher on crime. It's almost like it's legal to go rob people at gunpoint.
It's almost like it's legal
to
go
it is
rob people at gunpoint. Isn't that says so much?
Yeah, it is in Cook County. I mean, think about all the people that have committed gun crimes that are in Cook County that are either on house arrest, electronic detention, or that should be in jail, But
I told Dan this story. I was dropping my son off at beach volleyball. It was about 3 weeks ago. And this couple, they had a puppy. And I had Bubba with me. So, Bubba runs to see the puppy. And so I looked down because it's a puppy. And she's got electronic monitoring on.
Yeah.
And she's getting her drink on. So I said, what are you in for? Because I don't care. I want to know. I'm nosy. I can't help it. And she said, carjacking.
Oh.
And so I said, well, what's the deal? So we get 24 hours to run errands. This is running an errand? Okay, this is, they were running an errand because they let them. So they're out enjoying. She scared the hell out of somebody, probably destroyed somebody's life, probably forced them to move out of the city that they love. And she's getting her drink on with her cooler and her new puppy. I mean, she was nice to talk to, whatever, but it is such injustice that's going on.
You weren't driving,
in
though,
front
were
of
you?
No, I was walking my dog.
Good.
I'm saying that's when I walked
good.
down and saw her.
Yeah.
We were at the beach.
Oh, gosh.
Unbelievable. 312-642-5600. Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh.
The Amish texter.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Amish texter. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I love to hear my friend John on.
Hey, buddy.
But John, I was working in the wood shop, so I had a lot of noise going on, making those excellent heater manuals. Did I hear you? I might have misheard. I heard the darker and scary, the mayor of Beetlejuice. Is that what you said?
No, he said
the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
The darker the berry,
okay.
the sweeter the juice.
I know there was a lot of noise there. I missed it. But I'll tell you what. Shout out to all my white suburbanites down in Country Club Hills, Matson, Richardson Park, Olympia Fields, Chicago Heights Park Forest. I'm telling you, that mayor, she's so right on. She's scaring all them white people down there. It's just terrible.
I mean, it's as if she doesn't know what's going on, and she doesn't know the racial makeup of suburbs. First of all, she thinks everybody in the suburbs is white. Not true.
Yeah.
And then people in the suburbs haven't been coming to the city for a long time.
No.
Hence the reason why we are in debt, and stores and restaurants like Tavern on Rush are closing because no one's coming to the city.
Yeah.
Because why would you?
I think the summer of riots of 2020 really scared a lot of people away from Chicago.
It's scary. I lost my mind in the summer of 2020, right, Justin? Justin has some audio of me absolutely losing my mind, but I don't know if I'm ready to play that because it was my breaking point. It was when these guys were, it was day three of the riots.
Yeah.
So the first day was Michigan Avenue, and then the South Side, and then they took it to the North Side. And it was a peaceful protest, but on Montrose and Lincoln Avenue. And then after that, it just was chaos, and people are smashing windows on our streetcar windows, and then they grabbed the ATM out of the bank down the street, Marquette Bank down the street from our house, and I lost my mind. But
automatic bankers, huh?
Yeah, automatic bankers, yes. Verlon on the South Side. Oh, boy. Hi, Verlon.
Hey, how's it going, Amy? What's up, John? This mayor, she's a joke. If not for the race card, Democrats would have nothing. And it's just a way for them to distract from the issues. And, the bad part about it is black people fall for it every time because a lot of us are emotional. And it's just a shame.
Yeah. And Verlon, you really missed Uncle Tom, too, last night because it delves into that, about that aspect of the black culture. And, you're right. If you lose and this is why they play it every time, if you lose it, what else do you got? You have nothing else. What else could they say?
Right.
Nothing. What else can they? This is one of the ways that leaders in these urban centers. This is how they maintain their power. They come with that emotional argument about race when there's no issue of race involved whatsoever.
So they're stirring the pot for no reason.
But John, when are we as black people gonna wake up and stop being so emotional and erratic, and just because someone mentions something about race? Why can't most black people separate ourselves from the issue? Yeah. Stop harping about race. Like, I don't get emotional when people talk about race. You don't either. But most black people, they just get enraged like they want to fight. They want to fight me when I have a conversation about it. Why? You just act like you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
It's like beating your head up against a wall.
I don't think it's most. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's most black people. I think there's a contingent of black people. I wouldn't say most because I do believe there's.
Now it's white people.
Yeah.
Who are all can't talk about it.
Yeah.
And, how
to my point earlier.
Exactly.
To my point earlier, and I think that's the missing piece of that conversation about race. And so many people are afraid to have it because they're afraid to get canceled. They're afraid of being doxxed. They're afraid of all these different things.
Afraid of losing their
jobs
or
you know?
friends.
Yeah.
Marty in Naperville, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Marty doesn't want to talk.
Marty, are you there? Justin, can you take Marty?
Here are you?
Yeah. Hi, Marty. What's up?
Hi, Amy, I got a question. When you guys all go to these press conferences with Lori Lightfoot, and she starts condescendingly talking to everyone and blah blah, and very forceful. Why do you have a question like, well, then prove it? Why doesn't somebody say, lady, why don't you prove something you have to say? How come all the reporters are so sheepish around this woman?
I'll tell you.
All she does is raise her voice to you guys.
Oh, I know. No, and so does
Nobody
Pritzker.
stands
Pritzker
up to
does
her.
a lot. All right, here's the dude. Here's the dude. Here's the deal. Excuse me. You're allowed 2 questions, and then they literally take it away. So you can try and scream.
Don't use your 2 questions forcefully. Ask her, lady, then why don't you prove what you say? Because nobody ever questions her about anything. She can say anything she wants. Well, we can prove that. No, she can't.
Well, next time I see her, I'm going to say, you mentioned this. What proof do you have? Where did that footage come from? I will ask that.
Be more forceful to it. Stand up and demand an answer. Don't ask an answer. If they cut you off, they're going to cut you off anyway.
Okay.
I agree.
Thanks,
Get-
Marty.
I agree, Marty.
No. I appreciate the tip.
I agree, Marty.
I demand.
Yeah,
the
that's
truth.
right. Listen, when did government become so punitive and feel like they can just talk down to us and say whatever they want? We don't work for you. You work for us.
I know.
And make them and remind them of this.
Oh, yeah. Well, but we're spreading misinformation.
Bumps.
That's what we're doing with Pritzker, spreading misinformation. No, we just want to know where you're getting your science and data from when it comes to masking kids for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
For keeping them out of school for a year. That's what we wanted, but we couldn't get that.
And they still haven't produced any of that.
No,
data, right?
still.
Yeah, of course.
Because they just say, why don't you Google it?
Yeah. No, you give it to me.
Yeah. Ugh. Philip in Blue Island, you're on
Hey.
Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Philip.
Hey, good morning. It's been a minute. It's just kind of weird because I'm a White Sox fan, so I'm always going to the White Sox, and then the people that I know out in the suburbs go to the White Sox or go down to the air show downtown or go to the beaches downtown or go to the museums and but a lot of these people are from the suburbs. So this whole concept that people from the suburbs don't come to the city is to not call it a lie, but it's misinformation, if you will. So and Lori Lightfoot, I mean, just think what the Mayor Daley's, how they used to talk to the black community and how Republicans
Wasn't right then either.
talk to the black community. It's like blacks just commit all the crime, just like your ads today or your reports today. It was the reports of a lot of white people saying this happened and that happened. Well, there are no reports of black people saying that all black people don't commit crime. So your station puts out this narrative and it makes it seem like all of Chicago, especially
Philip, the facts don't lie. 80% of crime or 85% is black on black.
Yeah.
And that what's in those videos is
factual.
Is what happened. We can't, or maybe they're Hispanic. I don't know. I can't see it's grainy video.
Yeah.
Even
But
if it
he is
wasn't
right.
doctored, it was.
Not all crime is committed by black.
That's true.
That's factual. He's right about that.
And I'll find out which part of the footage Mayor Lightfoot says isn't from Chicago.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
What do you know about CBD?
I know how to spell it.
Do you know what it stands for?
No.
Cannabidiol.
Can you be what?
No. Cannabidiol. It's what CBD stands for.
Oh, I see why they shortened it. What's it for?
Lots of things. But the best way to find out is to try it yourself.
Mars Medical in New Lenox now carries an entire line of CBD products by Muscle MX that can meet your needs. Stop in today to see their selection of CBD balms, drops, lotions, and more that are great for energy and recovery, relaxation, and more. Mars Medical's high-quality CBD by Muscle MX is derived from hemp and features clean ingredients perfect for everyday use. Find out more by visiting Mars Medical Supply today on the north side of Route 30 between Cedar and Vine Road in New Lenox. Mars Medical, customer care that is out of this world.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
If you've helped everybody as much as you have me, boy, you're magic. And everybody remarks, not just family, but people that I haven't seen in a long time and people that see me that say, you are looking so good. No way are you 82 years old.
Yeah, I have a lot more energy during the day, and I work 10, 12, 14 hours a day. So I do have a lot more energy. I just feel like I'm healthier because of it. So, I mean, that's great news, you know. Taking more than 3 or 4, I'm taking up to 10 a day of each. So that's why I'm going through it so quick. Nobody gets enough veggies or fruits. I don't. So this is my solution.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature right now. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com for more information or to place your order. Shipping is always free. And don't forget to get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code CHICAGO.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real. It happens every day. You can recover. Discover hope and help.
Never give up on yourself.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Daily stress is a big deal. Fact is, the terrible impact of stress is very deadly and shortens our lives. Stress attracts diseases just like blood in the water attracts sharks. Nearly 40 years on the radio, and we continue to share practical concepts from a natural healthcare perspective to help minimize your need for all those dangerous drugs and risky surgeries. Today on tap, it's our dirt cheap adrenal stress index test. No blood, just spit. Now, most people flunk on their first go-around, signaling adrenal gland distress. Then, following just a few of our stress-busting strategies, most individuals pass their second test with flying colors. So if you can spare a little spit, call and purchase your first dirt cheap adrenal stress index test, and we will hold that same special low price for your follow-up test. Just call 800-794-1855. You can't get any cheaper than dirt cheap. That's 800-794-1855. More Health Quest coming right up. AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, pure evil in Washington, D.C. We'll explain. And Mark Zuckerberg makes a startling admission about what the FBI told him to do.
Insane.
You don't think they're in bed together?
Insane.
Just wait until you hear this. But now let's head into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
One sister killed, one wounded in a Little Village shooting being investigated by Chicago police. An NIU student tests positive for monkeypox. A security breach at the Chicago FBI field office. That Mega Millions Illinois winning lottery ticket remains unclaimed. Fighting Illini open the football season tomorrow. Cubs fall to the Cardinals in WIND Chicago News Time 6.
We've come a long way. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. That's President Biden's message at a Democratic National Committee campaign rally in Rockville, Maryland, where he calls former President Trump's philosophy semi-fascism.
MAGA Republicans don't just threaten our personal rights and economic security. They're a threat to our very democracy. They refuse to accept the will of the people. They embrace political violence. They don't believe in democracy.
He says his decision to forgive some student loan debt is a game changer for Americans making less than $125,000 a year. Louisiana House Republican Steve Scalise.
When you think about why there's a student loan program, it's to help people go to college, graduate. You know, look, I went to LSU. I paid in part with student loans, and I paid every dime back. What about the millions of people who do pay their loans back? What are you telling them?
He was on Hannity on Fox. The Justice Department's given till noon Eastern today to release a partially blacked out version of the affidavit used for approval of the search warrant on former President Trump's home in Florida. The judge in the case who ordered the release says the redactions are okay to protect the investigation and the people involved. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee says his state will follow California's timeline, phasing out the sale of new gas-powered vehicles a policy passed in California yesterday.
The California Air Resources Board voted to ban all gas car sales, mandating more than 1/3 of new vehicle sales be zero emissions by 2026, 3/4 of sales by 2031, and by 2035, every new car or pickup sold in California has to be zero emissions.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt. A law in Texas banning most 18 to 20-year-olds from carrying handguns is ruled unconstitutional by a federal judge in Fort Worth. Judge Mark Pittman, nominated by President Trump in 2019, says there's nothing in the Second Amendment denying that right to young adults. He put his order on hold for 30 days pending appeal. A federal court in 2013 ruled that restriction was constitutional. America's listening to Fox News.
66 degrees at 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. One sister is dead, another wounded following a shooting in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. Chicago police investigating say Celeste and Jezebel Perez were standing outside in the 2700 block of South Holman when shots were fired. No one hurt following a minor security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago. A person detained after throwing rocks. The facility remains secure. Northern Illinois University confirming a student has tested positive for the monkeypox virus. NIU's president says the student is now isolated, making a full recovery. Is there a chance that the public will have a voice in the new Bears Stadium in Arlington Heights? AM 560's Kevin Bessler says that voice is saying no taxes for the Bears Stadium.
The team bought the former Arlington Racecourse and are rumored to be moving once their Soldier Field lease is up. A poll commissioned by Americans for Prosperity shows residents don't want to pick up the tab for a new stadium.
The people of Arlington Heights are excited and very supportive of the Chicago Bears coming to Arlington Heights, but not if it comes at the expense of the taxpayers.
That is Deputy State Director for Americans Prosperity, Brian Costin. He says 68% of residents disapproved of using taxpayer dollars, while 22% supported the idea. Costin says those who were against the idea were opposed to giving handouts to billionaires.
They don't like corporate welfare. They think that everyone should play by the same rules, and no one should get special benefits that might cost other taxpayers money.
According to Forbes, the Chicago Bears are the fifth most valuable team in the NFL, with an estimated worth of $5.8 billion. I'm Kevin Bessler.
The mystery winner of the $1.3 billion Mega Millions jackpot still has not claimed their winnings. Winning ticket from the July 29th drawing was sold at a Speedway gas station in Des Plaines. Illinois Lottery Director Harold Mays says it's not unusual for a winner of a prize this large to take a while to make a claim. Whoever the winning ticket holder is, they actually have one full year to claim that prize money. College football tomorrow. Northwestern takes on Nebraska in Dublin, Ireland, while the Fighting Illini will battle the Wyoming Cowboys at Memorial Stadium to open the 2022 season. Baseball, Baltimore beat the White Sox 4-3. Paul Goldschmidt and the Cardinals bombed the Cubs 8-3, and the Bears wrap up the NFL preseason tomorrow against the Browns. The news, a service of Salem Surround. Go to surroundchicago.com today. And a check of traffic and weather is on the way next on AM 560.
Charlie Kirk wonders if the GOP wants to lose.
Right now, Republicans should have the wind at their back. Red wave is what we were told. They're worried that a legitimate tsunami is brewing in this country, and your Republican establishment is worried that might be hard to manage. They're afraid that there is something bubbling up, and they don't want to play into that.
The Charlie Kirk Show. Afternoons at 1, right before Sebastian Gorka at 3 on AM 560. The Answer.
I miss my baby, someone stole my baby. By the way, my baby is my landscaping truck that was literally stolen from a job site. Baby, won't you please come home?
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with 30-plus customizable coverage options, Progressive Commercial keeps your business humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com.
I love my sweetheart. By the way, that's my riding lawnmower.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
6:07. Let's get an update on the roads now in our Team Hochberg Traffic Center. And this update is a service of the AM 560 mobile app. Download the AM 560 mobile app at 560theanswer.com/mobile. Inbound Edens, 15 minutes, Lake Hook Road into the junction. Inbound Kennedy is at 18 from O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Stevenson inbound, 25 minutes from 355 into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan in, 13 from 95th into the Burns Circle. Bishop Ford jamming up inbound between 103rd and the Dan Ryan merge. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast with our AccuWeather meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Sun and clouds for the day today. Couple of showers, thunderstorm, bit more humid, high 82. Thunderstorm early this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight, low 67. Sunny, pleasant, less humid day tomorrow, the high at 78. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
66 at O'Hare, 66 DuPage Airport. Your next news update is at 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Sad little man, you better run now while you know you can. Sad little man, you don't fool me, you sad little man.
I love this song.
Sad little man, gonna trap you like a dog, put your head in a net while they eat you.
All right, that's 5 times August singing a song that we've embraced here at Chicago's Morning Answer. Sad Little Man, referring to Dr. Fauci, who announced his retirement. But he's not going to leave public life. He's just going to start the next chapter. And my favorite riff was Tucker Carlson. You know, one of those, where were you when you heard the news that Dr. Fauci, St. Fauci, was going to step down?
Imagine the pandemonium at Soul Cycle Studios across the Northeast this morning when Tony Fauci announced his retirement. Ugly doesn't begin to describe it. Picture the chaos, if you can, in the organic chaga aisle at Whole Foods in Brookline. Try to envision the panic and hysteria that must have broken out at espresso bars in Edgartown, in Aspen, in Santa Monica, and Bethesda, as thousands of masked ladies in Lululemon discovered all at once that the one religious leader they still revered, their own even tinier version of the Dalai Lama, had decided to retreat forever from public life. It was, ladies and gentlemen, the equivalent of a targeted nuclear device detonated over the most emotionally vulnerable elements of our most privileged population. You can picture the carnage, the wailing, the swooning, manicured hands clutched to breasts, then fumbling for Xanax in expensive handbags. Not since the Orange Man seized the White House in a Russian coup have more 46-year-old Cornell-educated lawyers with weak husbands wept shamelessly in public.
Oh, my God. Lululemon's happy.
Manicured hands clutching their purse and reaching for their Xanax. So the reason why we're bringing this up again is because on Monday, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
In Washington, D.C., where these people live, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Walensky, Obama. Well, the Obamas still actually do live there. They still have their house there. On Monday, the District of Columbia is not going to be letting in unvaccinated students. They are banned from attending schools in person this fall if they are not vaccinated.
Oh, my goodness.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Now, they can attend school in person for the first 20 days, but if they do not hand in their vaccination cards for COVID, they're going to be kicked out of school. And to make matters worse, they're not even having online learning for them.
COVID's that smart, huh? It after 20 days, it'll come back. It'll leave. It'll pause.
Yeah.
This is a smart vaccine. Smart virus.
It's the mayor, the D.C. mayor, Muriel Bowser, who's doing this. And Washington, D.C., 68% of Black and Hispanic students are in grades K through 2, are not reading at grade level. And 40% of the students are not vaccinated that are Black and brown. And she is so out of it, or so, listen to her when a reporter asks her, almost half of your student body is not vaccinated, and they're the Black and brown kids that need school the most.
I don't think that number is correct. We have a substantially fewer number of kids that we have to engage with vaccination. And I explained why it's important. It's important for the public health of our students and that we can maintain safe environments.
The data that they got was from the city. The data that the Daily Signal asked Bowser about, 40% of Black age kids 12 through 17 are not vaccinated.
Yeah.
That came from their own city data.
Did you hear the last two words she said? Safe environments. You mean all the daily shootings that's happening in the Capitol right now? You're more concerned about kids going to COVID when you got all these people dying from being shot, people getting carjacked, people being robbed, and this is what concerns you? Get a life, Mayor.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line. Also, the big news yesterday, our beloved Dr. Allison Awardi, health commissioner from Chicago Public Health Department. Folks, last night, for the first time in the pandemic, I tested positive for COVID-19. I'm experiencing some cold-like symptoms and a fever, but I am otherwise well, which I credit to the fact that I'm fully vaccinated and boosted. I will continue to work from home while following the CDC guidelines for isolation. I want to remind all Chicagoans to get up to date on the COVID-19 vaccines, which have proven to be incredibly effective at protecting against severe outcomes from the virus. We've made great progress against COVID-19, and I thank everyone who has made the decision to get vaccinated to protect themselves and their communities. But the virus is still out there, and we have more work to do to put the pandemic behind us. Sincerely, Dr. Allison Awardi.
I feel like somebody's about to whack me right now with that music coming on.
Watch your back.
Yeah.
But not only her, Jesse White,
Yeah.
Secretary of State, the oldest, he's been a politician forever. He tested positive too. He's fine. He's doing well now. He's elderly.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind if I say that because he's elderly. Yeah. But he's going to be fine. But they both double vaccinated, both double boosted. So the fact that, and they're fine, and they're going to be fine. But kids, it is the smallest risk group. Kids do not get, and if they get COVID, sometimes they don't even know that they have it.
Right.
And they're locking out 40% of the Black and Hispanic kids from going to school on Monday. I just think it is pure evil. And I don't know when we're going to drop this bullshit, because you never got vaccinated.
No, and guess what?
What?
I'm okay.
Oh my God, I can't believe. And I remember I used to pass a little judgment on you.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Still do.
Well, I was
a little
worried.
bit.
No, I don't. I was worried about your health.
Yeah.
And I thought,
yeah,
he better get vaccinated. But now it was all a lie. I mean, even Dr. Birx came out and said we oversold the vaccines.
Yeah.
That it was some cure-all. Remember when they'd say if you got
Some
vaccinated,
of us knew that.
you're going to be,
Yeah.
you won't spread it to other people.
That's right.
That was my favorite.
That's
That's
right.
why I did it. I did it for the greater good for other people.
Yeah. I just
And it was
stayed
a
away
joke.
from people.
You just what?
I just stayed away from people. You know, using my good common sense to say, you know what? I got this. Let me stay away from people.
And I like to hear from you people who put out a fake vaccination
Oh.
card.
I know a few people.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people who did it to get into Lollapalooza 2 years ago, and for other things. But we had to live. But then other people were hell-bent. And no, I am not doing that.
Because we were living. We were living then when they
but you
told us we couldn't live.
But there was a time, remember last December, where you couldn't go to a gym, a restaurant, a store, a McDonald's Playland, a
You guys
theater, a
couldn't.
bowling alley, kids. And then
You
there
guys
was,
couldn't.
There
Cook
was
County.
there was no school either. So for 5 days we couldn't go to school. If you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't do anything. My son went to Meatheads with his friends. They wouldn't let them eat in and sit there together because they weren't vaccinated.
Yeah.
That
Kendall
is
County?
traumatizing.
Kendall County?
Yeah.
We were still living our lives.
You were?
Yeah.
You couldn't get your hair cut?
I was
you
getting
couldn't
my
get
hair
your
cut.
nails done?
You know that. I was getting my hair cut. I was going to boxing. I mean, I was eating at McDonald's. Some McDonald's shut down. But see, you know, those of us who are outside of Cook County and all of the other tyrannical counties, we were still living. And we didn't stop living because we saw the farce. We saw how this was one big ruse. Hopefully YouTube doesn't knock you
Novak
guys down for that.
Novak Djokovic cannot play in the U.S. Open because he's not vaccinated.
I read that.
Sadly, I will not be able to travel to New York this time for the U.S. Open. Good luck to my fellow players. I'll keep in good shape and positive spirit and wait for an opportunity to compete again. This international travel guidelines for the Center of Disease Control. Non-U.S. citizens and non-U.S. immigrants, quote, must show proof of being fully vaccinated with a primary series of an acceptable COVID-19 vaccine before you board your flight to the United States.
Wow.
Only limited exceptions.
Did you hear the Attorney General's
Oh, my
office when Tom DeVore was battling them and they said, these were just recommendations. Did you guys play that audio at all? When the Tom DeVore was battling, I think it was IDPH.
Oh, we didn't.
You didn't play that audio?
No.
When they basically said it was, you did? It was just like a hamburger.
Oh, my God. Oh. Yes,
I mean,
Mike
we
did.
knew this then. We knew this. There are some of us who were trying to scream it from the rooftops, but we were being counseled. I no longer have my YouTube channel. It's completely gone.
Really?
No YouTube channel
We
whatsoever.
got yanked off of YouTube, by the way.
I'm completely
Hey, Justin, get on the mic. Why did we've been pulled, I think this is our fourth time. Why were we pulled from YouTube again?
Well, this time was from a show in 2021, June 9, 2021.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, and apparently it was the whole show, so that YouTube directed us to the rules about election misinformation. So
So it wasn't about the vid. It was about
no,
election
we think this one was about election misinformation. Well, Miss Google's definition.
How long are we in YouTube jail?
2 weeks.
Oh.
Jail, I'm done.
So we're on the AM560 YouTube, though.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, shh, don't tell them. Then they're going to call on that one. Chris and Carrie, you are on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning. So what I'd say to these parents of the school district in D.C. is just get a fake vaccination card. I mean, why not? We all know that, at least to my knowledge, that a vaccination doesn't affect transmission rates. So what's the difference? If you could still go to school and transmit it, whether you're vaccinated or not,
right?
Then who cares?
I mean, again, the D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser announced that they will not be allowed to start school on Monday, either remotely or in person, if they are not vaccinated. I mean, this is pure evil, and when will it end? But this is the thing. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Walensky, calling these doctors, stand up, meet with her, have a press conference and say, this is wrong.
Yeah.
This is affecting Black and minority kids. This is one, because they know the science and the data.
Yeah.
They know damn well what they're doing. And this is the time for them to, as Mayor Lightfoot says, step up and help kids.
Yeah.
Making them go through this a third year in a row and not giving them access to any educational materials. cutting them off, if they don't comply and die, she should lose her job.
I'm wondering.
I mean, this is sickening.
I'm wondering if we'll see what we saw in New York and Florida in the school boards. I think that's how we make it
Well,
stop.
30,000. New York has lost 30,000 public school kids. L.A. has lost 20,000. We here, we've lost 10 so far, but I know that that's not the truth. I know that the numbers, because my neighbor just got up and left, and she had 3 kids.
Right.
Just yanked them out of CPS because there's possibly going to be a strike again.
Yeah.
Not this year, thank you, Jesus. But, well, we've been through 5.
Yeah.
4 and then 1 work stoppage when they just decided this year in January, this same year, not to go to school for 5 days because of COVID. Wow. And then they patted themselves on the back and said, well, we did that. And the CTU, we saved lives. That's how they, please. Give me a break. Susie on the north side, you are on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning to both of you. Great show this morning. Have either one of you read by Robert Kennedy Jr., The Real Anthony Fauci?
I have not, but he has been very vocal and has written a book about it. Why? What? Anything you want to share with us, Susie, about it?
Oh my goodness, it is shocking,
really?
Shocking about Fauci. I mean, you mentioned a few minutes ago evil. He's the evil one. It's just shocking. And this guy, Kennedy Jr., has facts and figures. So you might want to pick that up and read it. It's pretty bad.
All
pretty
right.
bad. You know what? I can't read it all at once because it infuriates me.
Yeah, and how much power he had over even President Trump. President Trump listened to everything he said.
He was afraid.
Shame on Trump. Trump should have fired him on the way out. That's one thing.
I mean,
well, is there
Kennedy
one little
State
nugget?
College.
Yeah, is there one little nugget you can share with us?
Well, back in the day, during I think it was the 80s with the AIDS, the CDC was going broke, so they created something so that they could generate money. I mean, it's all about money and pharmaceuticals. And he also stated that we developed a lot of problems when Fauci got in there, meaning more diabetes, autism, all kinds of illnesses for children and for adults when this guy got in there. I mean, it's really, really bad. And, I tried to tell my friend about it, and she says, it's funny. I don't see Fauci suing, so the stuff must be true. It's really something,
true.
Amy.
Thanks, Susie, for the phone call. I appreciate it. And remember that docuseries he was going to have on Netflix?
Yeah. Canceled.
Failed. But Pfizer is asking the FDA to authorize an updated COVID vaccine for the BA.4 and BA.5 that they hope will be out after Labor Day. And I can tell you, John Anthony, I will not be getting this shot.
What? Where's the hand clap applause?
Oh, yeah.
On that
I
one.
will not. I'm not going to do it. I mean, just not going to do it. And by the way, in case you missed it too, Pritzker extended the COVID emergency powers for the 33rd time. That happened on August 19th, and I figured it out why he's doing this. He's going to do this up until, guess what month?
Election, November?
Yeah, he's gonna do one in October, maybe November, maybe not after the election. But if you are a school teacher anywhere in the state of Illinois and you get COVID and you have to be out sick, you don't have to count your sick days.
Oh.
It's just free time at home.
Oh.
For that, not just CPS, the entire state of Illinois. Any teacher that gets sick with COVID, it's not docked against their sick days. That's a great gig.
I mean,
then you don't even have to prove it. So you can just say, oh, I have COVID, and then you get 5 days off without being docked.
Yeah, and that's why he fully
It's a win-win. Not saying that all teachers do that, and I love my kids' teachers. Yeah. But there are some teachers who do not want to teach, just like there's people who don't want to work in different professions. There's always, a bad apple in every
those mediocre.
Right, they're just getting by. Yeah. And that's, I think that's my prediction.
One of the...
So he'll do it late October for sure, and then late November, I think he might. But then we might have a peak and a surge, and then he'll say, well, the cases are on the rise, so I need to keep this, emergency declaration in place.
That's about money, too, though. Because you're still able to get federal funds.
Oh.
Yeah. What about that?
312-642. Oh, what? Wait, what was that? Yeah,
You are spreading misinformation.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so mean. Such a mean man.
It's all about the money.
He is so mean.
Follow the money.
All right, Tom and Oswego, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, guys. This isn't about health. This is about power and manipulation.
Yes.
And that's just what the IRS code is for. It's about manipulating people's lives. It's not necessarily about collecting money. That's how they control people's behavior. The second question I wish somebody would ask these people is, are they testing the millions of people coming over the border? And if they don't have a vaccine, are they rejecting them? This is ridiculous. Every morning I wake up, I feel more and more like a chump for following the rules, going to work, busting my tail 12 hours a day, making money to pay for all this crap. And it's really getting frustrating, but I guess I don't have a choice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Tom, it's a good point because sorry, I'm such the name assassinator. The tennis player, if he snuck over the border, if he went down to Mexico and snuck in, he could
be all right.
But he can't fly here legally because he's not from America and he's not vaccinated. So he can't get here to play in the U.S. Open. But if he snuck in through our southern border, he'd be just fine. Pat in Lockport, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer. I sounded very Chicago there.
You did.
Hi, Pat.
Yeah. Good morning. It's really miserable to start your day listening to your brain cells pop in your head, but that's life. This crazy mayor, what the hell is wrong with her?
I know.
You are deliberately denying children their education, and then you talk about racism? Who the hell is being affected by this other than little black and brown kids? And then even to deny them to learn online?
I know.
Who the hell do you think you are? But you got your undies in a damn wad over the illegals that are coming in. How are you going to educate them, sweetheart?
Great point,
Are
Pat.
they vaccinated? Do they have cards? These people make me so sick. And then you get the lion sacks from the CDC and talking about how they changed their definitions, this and that, covering up the VAERS reports. Are these people totally illiterate that they never read anything other than the BS that comes out of the government?
Yeah, Pat, so spot on. I mean, think about it. People that are being shipped to Washington, D.C., the illegals, they're not checking their vaccination status, but they are at the schools.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The Daily Herald 2021 Best of Fox winner for Best Financial Advisor is Total Clarity Wealth Management. The 2021 Reader's Choice Award for Best Wealth Management Firm and Best Financial Planner is Total Clarity Wealth Management. Are you ready for a change? Choose Total Clarity Wealth Management. With a professional team of financial advisors and CPAs, they can show you the way to financial readiness and keep you on track. Their philosophy is built on solid relationships and trust, 401k rollover services, estate planning, and more. They can help you be ready for anything and give you confidence.
I'm Terry Murphy. At Total Clarity, we are committed to providing our clients a clear financial path, whether that be for their own financial independence or create a legacy for future generations.
Call Total Clarity Wealth Management, 630-672-9352. TotalClarityWealth.com. That's TotalClarityWealth.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Total Clarity Wealth Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial. Awards are based on number of readers.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I know that I need to have a lot of vegetables and fruits, and I do as much as I can, but I know that I'm missing out on some vegetables. You can't eat all those vegetables if you're cooking them yourself, and I'm a professional chef. So I saw your products, I saw it online, and I said, I got to give this a try. In addition to the fruits and vegetables that I already eat that are fresh, I believe that this gives me the 100% of the natural ones that I didn't eat. So I did it for that purpose, not as to be a substitute, but as to be the supplement for the things that I missed during the day.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature right now. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code CHICAGO.
Hi, this is Randy Donnelly from Donnelly Auctions in Union, Illinois, here to tell you that I will get you top dollar for your guns at one of my monthly auctions. I'm a federally licensed firearms dealer, and I follow all regulations to ensure that your guns are sold legally and with all the proper paperwork required. If you have one gun or a collection and need to turn it into cash, give me a call. I offer free, no-obligation consultations. I'm also auctioning vintage automobiles, motorcycles and boats, old gasoline signs and gas pumps, artwork and bronze statues, and so much more. If you are a bank or an attorney settling an estate, contact me today. To view my online auctions and to learn more about the process, go to DonnellyAuctions.com. That's DonnellyAuctions.com. The best way to make the most money is selling at auction. That's how you get top dollar. So contact me at DonnellyAuctions.com. I'm Randy Donnelly, and I'll see you at the auction.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right. Jerome Powell speaks today in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And how does a student loan forgiveness program work and who qualifies? And do you have to pay taxes on it? We'll get all the information from Fox business analyst Jim Urio. But now let's head into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
66 degrees at 6:32. President Biden is critical of Donald Trump and his backers in the Republican Party.
The right to choose is on the ballot this year. The Social Security you paid for from the time you had a job is on the ballot. The safety of your kids from gun violence is on the ballot. And it's not hyperbole. The very survival of our planet is on the ballot.
In a fiery speech, Biden yesterday accused Trump and so-called MAGA Republicans of seeking to take the country backward. It's a rally that tries to push Democrats off in the midterms. Just months before November's elections, the White House is defending the president's move on student loan debt.
This was a campaign promise that the president made during the campaign back in 2020.
Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, critics say the moves are deeply unfair to those who paid off their loans, raise concerns about the cost of loan forgiveness and the serious legal issues with that plan. Federal judge orders the Justice Department to release a redacted affidavit related to the FBI search of former President Donald Trump's Florida home. A constable carrying out an eviction is among 4 dead in a shooting at an Arizona apartment complex.
Cops say Pima County Constable Deborah Martinez Garibay went to the apartment in Tucson and was shot dead by a man she was trying to evict. They say the man also killed the apartment manager and a neighbor before turning the gun on himself. Martinez was an Army veteran who ran an adaptive golf program for veterans. She also worked with homeless veterans. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Northern Illinois University confirming a student has tested positive for the monkeypox virus. The school's president says the student is isolated. The student has not attended in-person classes. 3 are facing charges in a statewide video game burglary ring. Illinois AG Kwame Raoul announcing charges filed against the trio who broke into video gaming centers around the state, robbed gaming machines of around $400,000. You now have to be at least 21 years old to buy a can of whipped cream in New York. Apparently, the law has been in effect since last November, but nobody knew, including supermarket employees who are still unaware that you need to be 21 to buy whipped cream. Now, there's the small underlying concern that teens may inhale the nitrous oxide in that can. Chicago sports. Wildcats kick off the 2022 college football season against Nebraska in Dublin, Ireland tomorrow. Fighting Illini look to build on a decent Big Ten season last year. They crack open the 2022 season against Wyoming at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Baltimore beat the White Sox 4-3. Cardinals over the Cubs 8-3. Bears finish the preseason against the Browns tomorrow. The news service of the Salem Podcast Network at salempodcastnetwork.com. And a check of traffic and weather is on the way next. on AM 560.
Brandon Tatum doesn't see support for Cheney.
Are you thinking about running for president? That's a decision that I'm going to make in the coming months, Savannah. I'm not going to make any announcements here this morning, but it is something that I'm thinking about.
Well, keep thinking. I don't care if it's not good English. Ain't nobody going to vote for Liz Cheney running for president.
The Officer Tatum Show. Weeknights at 7, right before Jay Sekulow at 9 on AM 560. The Answer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
This is it. Your last chance to win $5,000 a week forever from Publishers Clearinghouse. There are just days left to enter. Win $5,000 a week for your life. Then after that, someone you choose gets $5,000 a week for their life. But you must enter at PCH.com before it's too late. Leave a legacy for your loved ones. Hurry, time is running out. So enter now at PCH.com. $5,000 a week forever. Don't miss your last chance to win it this August 31st. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 8/29. No purchase necessary. Void or prohibited.
It seems like everyone is on a complicated diet these days. Gluten-free, keto, metabolic, sugar-free. And with these diets comes special dietary protocol and food products. You can find plenty of advice on your social media sites, but you need expertise to purchase the right food items. A visit to Lil's Dietary Specialty Shop is necessary to shop the best food choices for a medical diet or health plan. Lil's Dietary Specialty Shop stocks all the hard-to-find foods you're looking for, like wheat and dairy alternatives, sugar-free baking mixes, healthy snacks, and more. There's no longer a reason to put off that diet you're supposed to be on when you have Lil's. The staff has personally researched and vetted each item in the store and has plenty of choices in stock.
Lil's Dietary Specialty Shop on 111th Street in Mount Greenwood on the south side of Chicago. Stop in and shop in person or order online at lilsdietary.com and get your items shipped right to your home. lilsdietary.com. Shop, learn, and be healthy.
Hey, business owners, are you wondering how to grow your business? Do you need cash flow and a ready source for financing? Well, Signature Bank can help. Hi, Mike Gallagher here to let you know that Signature Bank's loan decisions are made locally by a team who knows your name, cares about your business, and is invested in your success. When you need advice about your business or even have a question, Signature Bank is there to help. There are no handoffs or call centers. This is a team that wants to get to know you and your business. That's why Signature Bank in Chicago is my bank. That's right. I'm a customer. When I call, someone picks up the phone on the other end. And with Signature Bank, I can securely bank anywhere, anytime. Reach out to my friends at Signature Bank. Call 773-467-5630. That's 773-467-5630. Or visit them online at signaturebank.bank. Signaturebank.bank. Your business could be Signature Bank's next success story. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It is 6:39. Let's get an update on the roads. We do that, of course, in the Team Hochberg Traffic Center, and this update is a service of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. It's here to change the way you get things done. You can now browse social media while tuning into a video call, and with the expansive foldable screen, you can use up to 3 apps at the same time. Visit Samsung.com today to order your Galaxy Z Fold 4. Kennedy inbound right now at 29 minutes. O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Ike inbound 35 from 390 to the old post office. Stevenson inbound 34 from the Tri-State into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan in 20 minutes, 95th into the Burns Circle. Bishop Ford in 16 minutes, 8094 into the Dan Ryan. And Gapers to a crash at the accident investigation site. Big 3-vehicle crash inbound that's been moved off the roadway between 115th and King Drive. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. A pleasant day ahead will kick the humidity out of here. Sunshine and clouds. High 77. Mainly clear and 61 overnight. 66 at O'Hare. Next news at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Amy Jacobson here, John Anthony from Black and Right Radio, Saturdays from noon to 3 right here on AM 560. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I know you had a late night because you were at the Uncle Tom 2 screening.
Yes.
And I can't wait to hear all about it.
It was amazing.
We are going to talk about it. And then you have your boat cruise coming up, right?
Yes, September 17th. Kicks off at, I believe everybody's going to be boarding at 11. We sail out on Lake Michigan at 12 noon.
Oh, you know what? Can I go?
Yeah, come on. Come on out.
I love inviting myself to parties. It's all you can eat and all you can drink?
That's right.
Well, I'm already there. Mentally, I'm on the boat already.
It's a
for
great
information
time.
about that, where do we go?
Go to 560theanswer.com and you'll see my smiley face with the backdrop of the Lake Michigan.
So you're going to have you're going to broadcast live from
broadcast live from Lake Michigan on
so
the
fun.
Free Spirit Yacht Cruise. My buddies, Captain Joe and Angela.
Okay. I know Angela.
Yeah.
I do yoga. I met Angela in Indiana because we couldn't do yoga here and just ran into her, went to the same studio.
Yeah. And they have two great boats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good. It's good to have friends with great big boats. All right. I'm sure you've heard the news. Everyone's talking about it. President Biden promising to forgive $10K in student loan debt for 43 million Americans. Sounds great, huh? But the plan's coming under fire from really both sides of the aisle. And Pell Grant recipients get $20K in student loan debt relief, and the pandemic loan payment pause is going to be extended through December because there's an election in November. But I love when politicians get caught in a lie because Pelosi in April said this about what the president's power for debt forgiveness is.
People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
Oh.
She's right.
She is right. And Pelosi yesterday, Biden's move to cancel student debt is a strong step in Democrats' fight to expand access to higher education. Oh, I love when the left lies. Susan Rice. Oh, yeah, she's back. Or did she ever really leave?
No, she didn't go anywhere.
She bragged about how canceling all this student loans is supposedly going to benefit millions of Americans. But, ready? She can't say off the top of her head how much it will cost because she doesn't know how many people will take up this opportunity.
And it will be a function of what percentage of eligible borrowers actually take up this opportunity.
300 billion?
We'll see when they take up the opportunity. We'll be able to give you a much better sense of that.
Numbers ballpark at this point?
I think it depends on the numbers. Unfortunately, and we're here to encourage as many people to take it up as possible. If 43 million borrowers take it up, that'll be different than if 50% of those 43 million take it up.
If it is 43 million, if I could just follow on, if the full number of eligible borrowers do take advantage of the program, what would the cost be?
I can't give you that off the top of my head.
Phew, with more on this, let's welcome back to the program Jim Urio, analyst for Fox Business and also the owner of Brandt's and Palatine. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me, Amy.
So what do you make of Susan Rice's comment?
I think it's hysterical. In the end, we'll figure out how much it costs. It seems like great planning coming in. I actually believe that when they try to pass something like this, there's just so many different things that can be attacked from what they perceive as the other side that they hope we get confused deciding on which way to go with it. But let's go with this path. Okay, every rational person would say that the overarching problem here is the cost of college is just skyrocketing over the last 40 years. Since 1980, it's gone up 1,200%, while the CPI, all the other stuff, has gone up 230%. So by their own study, the New York Fed in 2015 came out and said the government being involved in federal loans, for each dollar the government subsidizes the federal loan program, cost of higher education goes up a staggering 60 cents. So they are saying that the federal government being involved in this is driving the cost of college going higher. So now let's look at the symptom. So the symptom is student debt exploding. From 2010 to now, it's gone from $800 billion to $1.8 trillion since the government took it over full on in 2010. So then you have to ask yourself the question, does anything they do just now, and you and I addressed this on Twitter, does anything they do just now, is that going to discourage people from expanding borrowing? Of course not. It's going to do exactly the opposite. So this is a bill that literally both problems, they're going to be exacerbated and made far worse for some temporary, you said the election's in 2 months. I'm not sure why they would choose now to do it, because I would never suggest that it was something nefarious, obviously. But it's completely asinine.
Well, I mean, the Washington Post reported yesterday, as did a number of news outlets, FAFSA, the website that you go to apply for federal student loans, it crashed. Yeah. And I know somebody personally whose son went on and took out a loan, even though he doesn't need a loan, but it's tax-free and it's just free money. So why wouldn't he? I mean, they say the program will end eventually, but I don't think so. I think they'll keep it going until, 2024?
Why would they? I can tell you exactly when it's going to come around again, and that's in August, early September of 2024, before the next election. These people who are challenging you and me on Twitter saying, well, by the letter of this, if they take out loans now, they're risking that it won't happen. They're risking what? Like you said, it's interest-free until they're done. It's not that high of a risk, and it's going to happen. I'd be willing to wager that they are going to string this along every election that they can. Andrew Yang came out and said, one of the prominent Democratic senators, I can't remember which one or if he gave the name, said, realistically, this is an issue that's best left for us politically unresolved, because then they can keep bringing it around again. I think if they just wiped out the $1.8 trillion of student debt right now, then there's no reason to continue voting for them if already you got yours. But there is something that's a much bigger deal in this, and you've seen it with them going out with the PPP loans and trying to conflate the two and pretending there's a similarity, which is absolutely outrageous and nefarious. But my worry is that we're going to be in a time where everyone's pointing at each other saying, you got yours, I want mine. So instead of being outraged and voting the architects of this nonsense policy out, instead we're going to get caught up in this thing where they're going to come back in, and this will grease the skids for some more universal basic income, which is what they really want to begin with. And that's the thing that keeps me up at night.
Okay, so help us out here. How does this loan forgiveness program work, and who qualifies? Is it based on your parents' income or your income as a student?
No, my understanding is it's based on your income as a student. It's less than $125,000. Your income as someone who has left college, because you don't have to pay it back when you're in college. So if you make less than $125,000 a year, you get $10,000. If as a household you make less than $250,000. The funny thing is, I read yesterday, technically Ron DeSantis qualifies for $10,000 because his household doesn't make $250,000, and he still has $20,000 worth of loans from law school, which I think is very, very funny. And if I was him, I would take it gleefully. When the government decides to give you money, you give it. So it's a pretty mixed up thing.
Wow. I mean, do you think he'll do it? I would. Why not?
I don't know. He wouldn't, because look what they're doing with these PPP loans thing. You saw the tweet stream from the White House yesterday calling out these people, which, by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene taking $160,000. I have no idea what her circumstances was. And there is every bit of a chance that she should be applauded for that if she kept the business going and kept paying people. Remember, it was paycheck protection. Now, all these people who are criticizing it are going back to, well, yeah, it was abused. Of course it was abused. It was a government program. Also, this is a key point, too. The PPP loans came in the wake of the most deflationary decision a government's ever made in the cockamamie lockdowns. You can't do something like that and not throw money in the system unless you want a deflationary collapse. We're in a much, much different situation now. So they're different in so many ways that it's almost comical to have to argue with these people about them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go.
Jim, you kind of stole my thunder with the PPP because I followed some of your stuff on Twitter, and I was going to come with that, but you stole my thunder there. But let's go back to
that, John.
That's okay.
There's a long list at the White House.
To go first.
Yeah,
so you can say all the good stuff.
This is true. But as I look at this, I'm a political. I love everything politics, and I know this is political. But let's go back to what Nancy Pelosi said. Does the president have the power? From my understanding, all he has the power to do is to halt or stop payment. He does not have the power to to do loan
Eliminate
forgiveness
debt,
or
yeah.
eliminate that. Is that true?
So supposedly it is true, and supposedly if this gets challenged, it could be held up. Which, by the way, that almost benefits the Democrats too, because then they can keep saying, "Gosh, we tried to give you guys money,"
And
but
the
these nasty Republicans keep challenging it. So I don't. So I think it is true, and I think there's a solid chance that it will be not allowed and struck down and challenged in court, and then it becomes more, I think, a better political tool for the left than it is if they actually push it through. Because the problem is, again, this goes back to this is a situation that's best left unresolved because they can constantly be dangling it.
Yeah, and this is why you never give government new powers. You don't do it. You simply don't do it.
You just can't do it.
Yeah.
We've seen this just play out so much. I mean, we gave them power to shut us down for 2 weeks, something that's never been done before. You can't, unfortunately, you have to challenge it every time because guess what? They don't like to give back the powers they've assumed. Surprise, surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't part of the PPP loan forgiveness to pay your employees who were told or couldn't go to work because the government shut them down?
My understanding is that was the key part of every one of these people who are talking about the PPP loans. I have to assume that they met every one of the characteristics and covenants of the loan. The loan was a forgivable loan if you used it to pay off people. As a matter of fact, like I'm proud at the restaurant because you know our situation at the restaurant. We didn't know how long we were going to be shut down for. Again, when they kept saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, it could have been forever. We had some key employees that we were worried about. We were paying them out of their own pocket, but we were actually deciding, should we keep doing this and run ourselves into financial problems if the business is just going to go away because we don't see anything beyond the horizon on these lockdowns? So, of course, we applied for the PPP loans, and I'm quite proud of it, and used it to pay off our key employees and keep them around and keep everybody happy so then when things loosened up, we could start going again. We met every bit of what we agreed to. It was a loan that was supposed to be forgivable if you met the criteria. Again, the people comparing these two things, there must be brain damage or something. I apologize for saying something so crude on air. I apologize.
No, but they're not. You can't compare them at all. And then they're acting as if. And the White House tweeted this out. You guys, I mean,
yeah.
The White House did this, and it's not as if they're pocketing the money themselves.
It certainly isn't, and they'll point to, well, it was, there was corruption in it, which of course there's corruption in it. It was a government program, but the fact that they're doing that, this really bums me out because it's happened a couple times over the last few years, like when certain doctors suggested that one drug may have worked, the drug that begins with an I and nobody named it.
Oh, ivermectin.
And then all of a sudden, social media, the government, everybody, like a bunch of hypnotized drones kept pointing and saying horse. It reminded me of the scene from Invasion of the Body Snatchers when everybody is under some hypnotic trance. And that happens again with the PPP loans. Like people coming after me, like, you took PPP loans. Like, dude, yeah, I would have taken more too. Give me another opportunity. I'm glad I took PPP loans, and I'm glad I paid my employees. Quite proud of it.
I didn't know this was Jim from Brent's of Palatine.
Oh, yeah.
I've eaten there so many times with Aaron Del Mar. So I didn't know.
What's
I've
your
met
favorite meal?
I've actually met you before, Jim. But I want to say this real quick.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have.
Next time you come in and identify yourself. I'm sorry that I didn't realize it was you.
Hey, no problem. But I so agree, and I think Reagan saw this generation. He saw this happening, everything that we have today. And one of my favorite quotes from Ronald Reagan, the 9 most terrifying words in the English language. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. I mean, Reagan saw this and knew, and I just hope that the people of this country, the people of this state, will wake up and realize the government is never there to help you. If anything, how punitive they've become over the years, we have to push back. We have to start reminding them who's the real boss.
There's no question about that, John. This thing with trying to shame people for the loans that they pushed 2 short years ago absolutely underscores that. They'll turn on you in a second for their own good, and they won't give back power. The only way, and again, the thing when I talk to my friends on the left, and again, I don't really consider myself a Republican. I consider myself against big government. And these people on the left who are ideologues and worship their politicians and think that somehow they're going to come in office and save us are so misguided. And the part that is amazing to me is that they think that we, who they perceive as the far fringe right, somehow feel that same way about our own politicians. I don't at all. I want less government. I want less government. I want them to have less power, and they're not there to solve any of my problems. I heard it said somewhere before is that the Republicans are not going to solve any of your problems, but the Democrats probably caused the lion's share of those. And I took it with a chuckle. I'm not sure it's 100% true, but it's more true than not.
Yeah. All right, Jim Irio, such a pleasure having you on, and also the owner of Brandt's, and he's an analyst for Fox Business, and all around a great guy. And thank you so much for taking time with us this morning.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, and he joined us on our turnkey Top Pro Answer line.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Your show keeps me alive during the week. There's nobody I'd rather listen to between 5 and 9 in the morning than you guys.
On AM 560, The Answer.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. A storm is on the horizon. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for storms and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000, 630-834-6000, or charlesequipment.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I know that I need to have a lot of vegetables and fruits, and I do as much as I can, but I know that I'm missing out on some vegetables. You can't eat all those vegetables if you're cooking them yourself, and I'm a professional chef. So I saw your products, I saw it online, and I said, I got to give this a try. In addition to the fruits and vegetables that I already eat that are fresh, I believe that this gives me the 100% of the natural ones that I didn't eat. So I did it for that purpose, not as to be a substitute, but as to be the supplement for the things that I missed during the day.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature right now. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code Chicago.
The following is a paid political announcement.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, help me, Daddy's shot. And then he stood over him and they executed him in front of her. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the affidavit will be unsealed at high noon today Eastern Time and could reveal information about the reasons behind the FBI search of President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. We'll start there with Brett Baer when he joins us at 7:07. But now let's head into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
An NIU student tests positive for monkeypox. Security breach at a Chicago FBI field office. R. Kelly's ex-girlfriend takes the stand at their trial at the Dirksen Federal Building. Cubs fall to the Cardinals, and Ingles' miscue dooms the Sox. 7 o'clock, WIND, Chicago.
We'll be getting some details about the Trump search. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. A judge in Florida had given the Justice Department until noon yesterday to propose redactions to the affidavit used to request the search warrant on former President Trump's Florida estate. Those redactions have now been approved with publication ordered by noon Eastern today.
The judge in the case, Magistrate Bruce Reinhardt, issued an order. He wrote, quote, "I find that the government has met its burden of showing a compelling reason, good cause, to seal portions of the affidavit because disclosure would reveal the identities of witnesses, law enforcement agents, and uncharged parties. The investigation strategy, direction, scope, sources and methods, and grand jury information protected by federal rule of criminal procedure."
Fox's David Spunt in D.C. President Biden at a campaign rally in Maryland calls on moderate Republicans and independents to reject Trumpism.
There's a lot at stake, President Biden told supporters in a crowded high school gym.
And Americans are going to have to choose. You must choose. Will we be a country that moves forward or backward?
The president highlighted legislative accomplishments like the Inflation Reduction Act and says he needs Democrats in Congress to protect abortion access, ban assault weapons, and counter who he described as MAGA Republicans.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Rockville, Maryland. Another congressional trip to Taiwan. Tennessee Senate Republican Marsha Blackburn's on the Armed Services Committee.
Will we fight the rise of authoritarianism, or will we capitulate to it?
Trips like these are opposed by the Chinese government, claiming the island as its territory. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi led a group of Democrats to Taiwan 3 weeks ago. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says backup generators prevented a disaster at a nuclear power plant after Russian shelling knocked out a line powering the plant's cooling system. He's asking for more international pressure on Russian troops to leave the area. America's listening to Fox News.
66 degrees. We'll call it partly sunny at 7:02 on AM 560, The Answer, and good morning. I'm Mike Scott. One sister is dead, another wounded following a shooting in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. It happened this week in the 2700 block of South Holman Avenue when shots were fired. No one hurt following a minor security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago. Someone jumped the fence and began throwing some rocks at the office on the near west side. That facility remains secure. California's move to ban gas vehicles in the state by 2035 is going even too far for Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. AM 560's Greg Bishop is on the campaign trail this week.
California Governor Gavin Newsom this week heralded his state's move.
We will be the first jurisdiction in the world to require all new cars to be sold to be alternative fuel cars.
Governor J.B. Pritzker told a crowd of farmers at a forum near Lexington he had a chance to sign on to a pact with California, but didn't.
I think it's a good thing for us to electrify, but it is going to be gradual. It is going to take time. Illinois is not going to snap its fingers and require you to go buy an electric vehicle tomorrow.
Pritzker has a stated goal of 1 million EVs on Illinois roads by 2030. Republican gubernatorial candidate State Senator Darren Bailey warned what increased electric vehicles could do to energy costs and reliability. In Springfield, I'm Greg Bishop.
A group of Illinois citizens has formed a major task force to urge the public to vote no on a constitutional amendment they say will hike property taxes statewide. The Citizen Advisory Coalition to Save Illinois is led by Anthony Travis, a Proviso Village trustee.
If this thing passed, it would take away taxpayers' rights and it would take away the legislators' right to fix anything.
Travis says the amendment would hurt residents and business owners by hiking property taxes for the next several years. Chicago sports, well, it's college football weekend. Northwestern is in Dublin, Ireland to take on Nebraska. Fighting Illini will host Wyoming at Memorial Stadium tomorrow to kick off the 2022 season. Sox lost to the Orioles 4-3 at Camden Yards. Paul Goldschmidt 2 bombs in a Cardinals win over the Cubs 8-3. Bears wrap up the NFL preseason against the Browns tomorrow after starting the preseason at 2-0. The news, a service of the AM 560 store. Order T-shirts, hoodies, and more from your favorite AM 560 brands, including Proft University. 7:04. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark each Sunday night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas. as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business right here on AM 560. The Answer.
When you close your eyes and picture your life in 10 years, what do you see? With the right financial planning partner, that picture becomes brighter and more focused. Kevin Spahn and the team at Spahn Financial are the experts you need to ensure you're on the path to life you've always imagined. They help you plan for the future while protecting and growing your wealth through highly personalized financial planning, not only for you, but for your entire family. With their team at the helm, your multi-generational financial plan will lead you right where you want to go, even in an unpredictable world. Planning for a life of prosperity and generosity can be complex. At Spahn Financial, they'll manage your path to financial freedom so you don't have to. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by calling 630-458-7024. That's 630-458-7024. Visit SpahnFinancial.com to learn more and view disclosures.
Hi, it's Amy, and now's the time to join the millions of Americans who have changed the quality of their sleep with MyPillow. Mike Lindell didn't stop at pillows. Oh no. Right now, MyPillow is having their biggest sheet sale of the year. The MyPillow Percale sheets are the comfiest set I own, and you're going to love them. They're available in a variety of colors and sizes and are all on sale. For example, the queen size, regularly priced at $89.99, now only $39.99 with promo code Amy. Order now because when they're gone, they're gone. These MyPillow Percale sheets are breathable, have a cool, crisp feel, and come with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So don't miss out on this incredible offer. There's a limited supply, so order now. Go to MyPillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code Amy. You'll also get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201 and use promo code Amy.
And now a small business setback is assessed by a beloved family pediatrician.
Oh, hey, Tiger. Big scary tree branch give your work truck a boo-boo? Yeah. Wow. See this thing on my phone here? It's the Progressive mobile app. Just push that little button there and report your claim. Attaboy.
When owning a small business gets painful, Progressive Commercial is here to make it all better. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com.
What's this? Candy drawer? Who wants a lollipop?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions. Photo claims not available in all states or situations.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The real estate market can be tricky to navigate. The only edge to help you get ahead is knowledge and experience. And Real Estate Revealed is that edge. Heard Sunday mornings at 8 and hosted by Randy Marcella. Real Estate Revealed uncovers truths about the real estate market with an entire team of experts. Their real estate power allows them to present their experiences to benefit you before your next transaction. Real Estate Revealed, Sunday mornings at 8 on AM 560. The Answer.
7:09. Team Hochberg Traffic Center time. Let's get a check of the roads, and we do that as a service of the Daybreak Insider podcast, where you can subscribe free today at daybreakinsider.com. Inbound Edens, normal 16 Lake Cook Road into the junction. Kennedy inbound 36 O'Hare into the Burn Circle interchange. Ike on the inbound side, 37 in from 390 to the old post office. Definitely not as heavy this morning right now on the inbound Stevenson. 355 into DuSable Lakeshore Drive is a 47-minute commute. Dan Ryan in 22 minutes, 95th into the Burn Circle. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast with Steve Williams.
Pleasant, less humid, sun and clouds today, high 77. Clear tonight, low 61. Partly sunny, beauty of a day tomorrow, the high 83. Afternoon thunderstorm on Sunday, the high Sunday afternoon 85. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
66 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560 The Answer.
All right, good Friday morning. Amy Jacobson here. John Anthony from Black and Right Radio, which could be heard here on Saturdays from noon to 3 p.m. And last night you were at the...
Uncle Tom.
Yeah, Uncle Tom 2. Oh, no, don't put that. No. Okay, in case you missed it on our Matrix Home Solutions studio, John Anthony walks in this morning with shades on and does the first half hour with shades on.
Yeah.
But
eyes
then
were
I can't
bloodshot
see your
red.
eyes. Your eyes are fine.
They were.
Oh,
I
but
only
now
had
they're
3
not.
hours. I only had 3 hours of sleep.
Oh, wah, wah.
Well,
Welcome to our world of morning radio.
Hey, it's okay though. I'm waking up now.
All right, but how is Uncle Tom?
Oh, it's I'm telling you, it's probably the best documentary I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of documentaries, and this one, I mean, because it dives deep into the historical aspect of Black culture, at a time when, despite everything that Black people were going through, oppression and everything, Black people shined. You know, it was. I'm telling you, it talked about the Tulsa bombing and all that. The Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
You know,
and that was 1921.
1921.
Yep.
So many people talk about how that's where they stop at, that it was bombed. But what people don't realize, in 1925, it revived. Black Wall Street was back.
Back
Yes.
up and running.
Yes, they stopped
we
there.
never learned. These are two things. I'm just going to admit it. Don't hate my high school for this. I never learned, ever had heard about Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
Ever. Did you?
No, growing up in Chicago, CPS, no, I've never heard about Black Wall
Did you ever
Street.
hear about Japanese internment camps?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Nothing.
I did hear about that.
Crickets.
Yeah. And I heard about the Freedmen's Bureau, too. The Freedmen Bureau,
yeah.
that's the only thing I ever heard about, anything that's related to
But isn't
slavery.
that strange how, the government doesn't want us to know what the government has done to certain groups of people?
Yeah, well, that's the people who are in support of CRT. That's one of their arguments.
So
CRT.
not this morning, in a few hours, we're going to get the information. The judge ordered yesterday that the redacted affidavit be unsealed in the Mar-a-Lago raid. It's going to be released no later than high noon Eastern time today. So parts of the search warrant will be blacked out because the government lawyers, made a compelling argument. The judge says that if it's not redacted, it would identify witnesses and law enforcement and reveal a strategy and sources and methods. So the judge describes it as narrowly tailored.
Oh.
Jared Kushner wants it all out.
And so I think what the judge do is release all the information. This way people can know whether there's a serious allegation or this is more manufactured.
Yeah, because for some reason, the Department of Justice, well, they seem to leak some information. I mean, how do we know that there's 11 sets of classified information in that? Because it's a leak to certain media outlets. President Biden, wasn't me. I never knew. This is him on Wednesday.
I didn't have any advance notice. None. Zero. Not one single bit.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I didn't have any advance notice. None. Zero. Not one single bit.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro. Answer line 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. Not buying that.
Well,
and I'm not really believing this morning in the FBI because they have another black eye.
Yeah.
They have more egg on their face. Yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, made his first appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast and detailed the circumstances surrounding the platform that suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story in 2020. And you're going to want to lean into the radio to listen to this.
How do you guys handle things when they're a big news item that's controversial? Like there was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York Post.
We had that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than Twitter. I mean, basically the background here
is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. We thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. What we do is we have, if something is reported to us as potentially misinformation, important misinformation, we also have this third-party fact-checking program because we don't want to be deciding what's true and false. Oh. And for I think it was 5 or 7 days when it was basically being determined whether it was false, the distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it, you could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely.
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. But I mean, basically, a lot of people were still able to share it. We got a lot of complaints that was the case. Obviously this is a hyper-political issue, so depending on what side of the political spectrum, you either think we didn't censor it enough or censored it way too much. But we weren't sort of as black and white about it as Twitter. We just kind of thought, hey, look, if the FBI, which I still view as a legitimate institution in this country, it's a very professional law enforcement, they come to us and tell us that we need to be on guard about something, then I want to take that seriously.
Did they specifically say you need to be on guard about that story?
No, I don't remember if it was that specifically, but it basically fit the pattern.
It fit the pattern, so this has happened again? Anybody trust the FBI anymore? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment.
And the FBI knew it wasn't Russian disinformation at the time they went to Facebook. So I'm not having that. This is why I was so against that disinformation board, that the government... I mean, think about this. The government went to a private entity and colluded with them about keeping certain information away from the electorate. Think about that.
Yeah. Think about, there's a string. The Florida school shooting, Parkland shooting, the FBI got sued. They have to pay millions to the victims' family members because they had a laundry list, or grocery list, of things and complaints against the Parkland shooter. The Jerry Nasser case. Those girls were re-victimized again. The agents were practically laughing at them while they were telling their story. And once they told their story initially, 22 other girls got molested after they brought their story to the FBI. But the Zuckerberg case, I mean, so it's another reason why some Americans don't trust the FBI, because the CEO of Zuckerberg censored the Hunter Biden laptop story for 7 days.
And I think it confirms...
Because the FBI requested it.
Yeah, but it confirms everything that Trump has said about the upper echelon of the FBI. Listen, I still support. I'm not one for defunding the FBI. I still support the people, what we call the door kickers, the people that are going in. The upper echelon, the leadership, the political class of the FBI, something has to change with that.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. I don't like the fact, though, that people are acting on their own. Like yesterday, a crazy guy was arrested at the FBI field office in Chicago because he hopped a fence and was throwing rocks. Crazy. He didn't have a gun on him, and they took him in for evaluation.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't all with it. Yeah, but we're not into that. We're not promoting that on the show. But if you look at their record and what they've done, I mean, Hillary Clinton email investigation, James Comey dismissal, FBI surveillance since 2010. The list goes on and on. Associated Press impersonation case. Robert Hansen, the Whitey Bulger case. The 1996 campaign finance controversy. Ruby Ridge. Waco siege. It just goes on and on about just investigations that they blundered, but there's also a political motive behind it.
Yes.
I mean, why would they go... The laptop, all the information on that laptop, nothing was nefarious.
Right.
I mean, his activities were nefarious, and pictures of young girls and prostitutes and all that. Well, we don't know.
Walking around naked.
We don't know how old they are. Yeah, walking naked, smoking crack out of prostitutes' butt cracks. Did you see that one?
I did. I saw all of it.
I mean, if your child is that sick, and I don't care if they're a 30, 40-year-old man, 50-year-old man, if somebody, you don't put them in charge of energy consortiums in Ukraine or do business in China.
I mean, look at
because they're going to take that money and do drugs with it.
Look at the other aspect of this, though. Foreign governments know this about you, and they can use this. This could have been used as blackmail to the sitting president of the United States.
But maybe that's why they didn't want Facebook or Twitter.
Correct.
Remember Twitter?
Yes.
They took down that story when they did why would he leave his computer in the hands of...
Well, he's a crackhead. That's what crackheads do.
And then Biden's daughter left her diary somewhere,
Yeah.
like on a bench or something.
Yeah. And then with James O'Keefe, wasn't he raided or something? Because of
Yes, they
something?
raided
Yeah.
his house
Yeah.
because of the diary.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think the FBI is in bed
Another-
with the Biden
another
administration.
FBI.
312-642-5600 to the phone lines we go. Bob in Buffalo Grove, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Amy and John.
Good morning.
John, thanks for taking the call. I was planning on discussing this during open mic, but since you're talking about it now, let me offer this story with Zuckerberg. It sort of reminds me of Watergate. June of '72, the Watergate issue came to surface, but the details trickled out, and it took 2 years later for Nixon to resign. Now, I'm not saying Biden should resign, but might he be an illegitimate president? Because the censoring of the Hunter laptop issue surfaced in October of 2020, just before the election, just like Watergate. Now, 2 years later, information on the laptop, and I'm wondering what's buried in there with regards to financial dealings.
Big guy.
Is trickling out.
The big guy needs his 10%.
So I want to, Mr. Big Guy for the big guy. So I'm wondering maybe in January, do we need a congressional hearing on why, in the various players like the FBI, the tech industry leaders like Zuckerberg, and even the legacy media who hid this story effectively altering the election. The results, it's pretty much known that a lot of people would have changed their votes because the Hunter story in the laptop was buried.
I know. If they knew that the big guy had to get 10%.
Yeah.
And this after Biden came out and said, I don't know of any of my son's business dealings. And then Biden went on Good Morning America. Thanks, Bob, for the phone call.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden went on Good Morning America and just sat there, showing off his blow art or whatever that thing is, art through a straw. We call it blow art, sure. And just saying, my dad doesn't know about any of my business dealings.
Yeah.
That's like they're gaining access to your father through you, through doing business.
Yes.
Do you think he's some brilliant business mind?
Yeah. No.
That you go run an energy company in Ukraine? Come on.
Amy, come on, man. Amy, everything that Joe Biden and his sons and the Democrat ilk are, they try to project onto Trump and his family. Everything that they are, the Trumps weren't. But they tried to make Trump. Can you imagine the outcry if Don Jr. said the big guy has to get his 10%?
Oh,
it would. I mean, Trump would be in jail by now.
Oh yeah. Well, they're still trying to put him in jail.
Of course.
And we'll find out today at noon, so
Yeah.
11 o'clock our time.
We won't find
the reason. Well,
they're gonna redact so much.
I mean, it can't be that heavily redacted.
It's the
It's gonna
FBI
be
way.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be detrimental to our investigation. Come on, come on. No, you
Well,
don't
we'll
do what
find
you
out.
did.
We should find out the compelling argument for why they raided his home. First of all, they should have sent him a subpoena, not a warrant, to seize the information. But according to these leaks that I read, and it's just shameless that the feds leaked details of Mar-a-Lago. They said that, according to New York Post, that they gave, according to Washington Post and the New York Times, they published a series of leaks claiming that it was that he was hiding sensitive nuclear weapons material, and detailed how the search was prompted by video surveillance outside the storage room at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
How would they get this information if
Yeah.
it didn't come straight
That's
from
right.
the DOJ? Because
That's
it
right.
did.
Yeah.
Because they're in bed with Biden. They want to make sure President Trump does not run again in 2024.
What
They will
about-
stop at nothing.
What about Clinton in the sock drawer?
What's
the
the
tapes.
sock? What?
You don't remember Clinton had the tapes in his sock drawer? How will that affect what happened with Trump in Mar-a-Lago. And what about the 30 million documents
that Obama
that
has?
he was supposed to digitize? They haven't been digitized
Yeah,
yet.
Obama was supposed to digitize those and
What
give
are in
them
those
to the
records?
National Archives.
Yeah. 33 million?
I know, 33 million.
And
I thought it was 30 million. Now
yeah.
it's 33.
30 million,
Yeah.
33, same difference.
But they're in a secure place that they both mutually agreed upon. That's what I was told.
And
it's here in Chicago, too.
So was Mar-a-Lago.
Right,
Remember, Mar-a-Lago was the place that the president went to live while he was still president.
And do you think he's really reading nuclear codes at
Yeah.
night? No, please. Frank in Arlington Heights, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning. Our federal government is so bloated. It is so, some elements of it at least, are so corrupt that, when a Republican wins, whether it's Trump or DeSantis, the most important thing is not the economy. The most important thing is cleaning this out.
Yep.
It's cleaning out the stables.
Yeah.
And, I'm one of the things I criticize Trump on is his personnel decisions. I don't think he had a lot of lousy people in there advising him, and they were backstabbing him. And there's always some of that in every administration, but it was way worse under him. And I always remember when I was a kid, I was a teenager, that movie Hoffa with Jimmy Nicholson came out. And I remember in that movie when Jimmy Hoffa won election to the Teamsters, literally he's sitting there in the Union Hall and he's winning election. They're clapping for him, and he puts down a little piece of paper with a bunch of names on it to, I think it was J.T. Walsh played, I forget the character's name, but he goes, fire all these people. These are the ones we fire right away.
Wow.
They're out, and then the other people know that that we support them and that they're going to be on the team. But fire these people immediately, and that's what has to happen on day one of a new Republican administration, whether it's Trump or DeSantis or whoever it is. These people need to be fired, and if they're challenging it in court, then so be it. But they need to be fired. These bureaucrats have got to go. These people who are abusing their powers have to go. That is more important than anything to the future of this republic, if we're going to have a republic, because it is so corrupt. Everything that is going on from the CDC to the FBI, it is horrible. Anyway, those are my comments.
All right, thanks, Frank.
He's
Appreciate
right.
your phone call. But at least Trump surrounded himself, and he himself was a businessman.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in the Biden administration is
academia.
Yeah.
Same bomb.
So they don't know, give. They're not crunching the numbers and seeing how it's going to affect us, because this student loan forgiveness is going to cost the average American $2,000 extra a year. And with inflation and the price of gas, that's not nobody budgeted for that.
Yeah. Here's a biblical example of what he just said. You go out, you read throughout the Bible. Whenever God sent the children of Israel in there, kill them all. Destroy them. Destroy everybody.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
2021 marked Chicago's deadliest year in a quarter century. Crimes and gang-related violence continue to increase year over year. We can stop this violent cycle by implementing trade schools for young adults, former inmates, and other Chicagoans to learn valuable skills, providing opportunity, education, and economic empowerment. Choose Dr. Willie Wilson as mayor so we can keep Chicago safe together.
I approve this message. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Illinois' population loss was the third worst amongst U.S. states from July 2020 to July 2021. 2,400 businesses in the Chicago area will never reopen due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As mayor, Dr. Willie Wilson will work hard to restore Chicago by lowering taxes to keep people in the city, helping small businesses get back on their feet, and expanding access to infrastructure. Dr. Willie Wilson, leading Chicago to a better tomorrow.
I approve this message.
All right, I'm going to be doing it in about an hour, taking Balance of Nature. John, I have to, shots. We don't do shots of Balance of Nature, but I did say if you take off your sunglasses, I'll give you some. So you're going to get 6 capsules today, buddy. And with that, you're going to get 10 servings of 31 different fruits and veggies. And you hear stories all the time about how people's lives have changed. Well, the next success story could be yours, but you have to order your bottles of fruits and veggies today. Here's what you do. Call this number, 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751. Use discount code Chicago. 35% off your new preferred order of fruits and veggies and free shipping. 800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and be sure to use discount code Chicago.
Think back for just a moment to a year ago. Stock market was up and your investments were looking healthy enough to start thinking about finally retiring. Flash forward to today. Things have changed. This is Sean Thompson for Tom Fortino of the Alpha Wealth Group. With so much uncertainty, Tom knows that retirement may no longer feel possible. But there's good news. Even with all the economic challenges we have, he's still helping people retire with confidence. And he brings decades of experience to the table that can help you build steady income designed to last throughout your retirement. You've worked hard to save and grow your wealth. Let Tom help you preserve it. Call 630-934-1855 today to schedule a complimentary retirement review. That's 630-934-1855 or visit alphawealthgroup.com. And by the way, listen to the Alpha Wealth Hour. It's Saturday mornings at 9 right here on AM 560 The Answer.
Advisory services through Retirement Wealth Advisors, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Alpha Wealth Group, licensed in Illinois.
Looking to enjoy a day of high-class whiskey and fine wine? Check out Hollywood Boulevard's Whiskey and Wine Festival on Saturday, September 10th. Enjoy a day of drinking, appetizers, live music giveaways, and a screening of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Space is limited and advance tickets are required. So get your tickets now at HollywoodBoulevardCinema.com. That's Hollywood, BLVD, Cinema.com under the Special Events tab.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, we got a text message saying the diary, John and Amy, was under a bed at rehab.
Yeah.
So his daughter was in rehab too? You can turn your mic on. Oh, is that on?
Yeah.
Were you like halfway out the door?
Okay.
Where are you going, John? Was it something I said?
Yeah, it was. I thought you were giving shots, so,
No. But yeah, so I didn't know his daughter was in rehab too.
Well, this family they got a lot of problems.
Uh-huh.
A lot of problems.
All right. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, what city has the worst mayor? We'll start there with Scott McKay when he joins us. But now into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
66 degrees, 732. A federal judge ordering the Justice Department to release a redacted affidavit that led to the search of Donald Trump's Florida home. Meantime, Florida Congressman Greg Steube, on with Fox and Friends this morning, says the former president's request for a special master is a good legal idea.
I think it's just going to be a small piece of what the DOJ is actually investigating. We're not going to get real answers to a lot of this until the Republicans take the majority back. We have the ability of oversight. We have the ability to bring in the DOJ and ask them these tough questions.
The DOJ faces an 11 a.m. Central Time deadline. Wall Street will have a close eye on remarks by the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell today as he closes the Fed's annual economic symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. President Biden lashing out against former President Trump and the Republican Party.
Those of you who love this country, Democrats, independents, mainstream Republicans, we must be stronger, more determined, and more committed to saving America than the MAGA Republicans are destroying America.
The rally kicked off a Democrat midterm push months before the November elections. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis responded to the president, saying he doesn't think much of the president's student loan forgiveness plan.
It doesn't really make sense. It's not a way to really unify the country behind a shared purpose. It's really a very divisive policy because you're alienating people who went and did the right thing and paid off everything.
This morning, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn says her visit to Taiwan is a message to Beijing. First-term Republican landed in Taiwan late last night. One sister is dead, another wounded following a shooting in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. It happened in the 2700 block of South Holman Avenue. No one hurt following a minor security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago. Someone jumped a fence and began throwing rocks. The person detained. The facility remains secure. 3 are facing charges in a statewide video gambling burglary ring. AG Kwame Raoul announcing charges were filed against the trio who broke into businesses around the state, robbing video gaming machines of around $400,000. Longtime steakhouse in Chicago set to close. Tavern on Rush announcing it is closing its doors for good January 1st, 2023. The River North restaurant lease agreement has not been renewed. College football kicks off this weekend. Northwestern is in Dublin, Ireland to take on Nebraska. Fighting Illini will battle Wyoming at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Baseball, Sox lost to the Orioles 4-3. Cardinals over the Cubs 8-3. Bears wrap up the NFL preseason tomorrow against the Browns. The news, a service of the AM 560 Advantage, where membership has its privileges, including early access to event tickets. Join today, 560theanswer.com/join. And a check of traffic and weather is on the way next on AM 560.
The Sean Thompson Show.
When you realize the magnitude of what is happening, when you realize the definitions that are being forever changed, the waste, the fraud, the abuse, you start to realize the predicament we're in. When you can see this kind of failure not only be legitimized through trickery and fraud, but you see the standards of the American people going down and down and down.
The Sean Thompson Show, weekday afternoons at 4 on AM 560. The Answer.
Riding a bike is healthy and fun. If you've forgotten and haven't been on a bike for a while, get ready for a state-of-the-art experience on a Pedego electric bike. With an electric bike from Pedego, you'll overcome the wind and enjoy climbing hills without stressing your body. Perfect for bike enthusiasts or just getting back to riding again and getting in shape. They'll help you find the perfect bike and fit for comfort, convenience, and safety. The Pedego electric bike is just like a normal bike, but adds the latest high-tech motors and batteries so you can ride longer and be encouraged to ride more often. Their industry-leading warranty, full service, and nationwide network of stores gives you peace of mind to protect and get the most from your investment. Begin your electric biking adventure today. Pedego Electric Bikes supports you every step of the way, from test rides and rentals to after-sale service. Go to PedegoElectricBikes.com for more information, or better yet, stop by a store for a test ride. They're in Wheaton, Naperville, Winnetka, and Wakanda. Pedego Electric Bikes. That's Pedego, P-E-D-E-G-O, electricbikes.com. The following is a paid political announcement.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, "Help me, Daddy's shot." And then they stood over him and they executed him in front of her. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen? That'll save space in your cabinet? To learn more, visit simplegreen.com.
7:38. Let's get an update on the roads. Team Hochberg Traffic Center time. And this update is a service of Dan and Amy 24/7. Listen now, danamy247.com. Inbound Eden, 17 minutes. Lake Cook Road into the junction. Kennedy inbound 46, O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Icon the inbound side, 50 minutes, 390 to the old post office. Stevenson 47, 355 into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan in 23, 95th into the Burns Circle. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, accident northbound just south of Balbo. You have stop and go traffic in from 18th. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. Pleasant day ahead. We get rid of some of the overnight humidity and have sunshine and clouds and a high of 77. Currently 67. Next news at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Good Friday morning. Amy Jacobson here. John Anthony in for Dan Proft today.
Hey.
Dan's hitting a little white golf ball. Hope he's hitting it straight and long. But yeah, as I tell him, I can't miss you if you don't leave. But thanks for coming in this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we'll hear about your boat cruise later. You can promote that and talk about last night's screening of Uncle Tom, too. But now we turn our attention to the most pressing question facing us in our time. What city has the worst mayor in America? So let's welcome to the program Scott McKay. Hello, Scott. How are you?
Hey, Amy. Hey, John. How you guys doing on a Friday?
Good. Scott McKay, publisher at The Hayride, contributor to the American Spectator, and author of the recently released The Revivalist Manifesto. Ooh. So, Scott McKay, I'm going to play you some sound bites, and people can play along, too, at home. This is first. We'll start with your mayor in New Orleans, Mayor LaToya Cantrell. She was talking about defending herself because she took business class to France. To meet with the people of France because New Orleans has, their culture is French orientated. Okay. All right. Hear her out.
In this environment, I do travel business class. Absolutely. I need to be protected. I need to be safe as I do business on behalf of the city of New Orleans. And when you look at mine, I do encourage you to look at other public entities that market the city in order to grow tourism, but even me, growing the economy relative to our culture. So it is my job. I will continue to do my job, and it was absolutely worth it simply because, and you're talking about France. You're talking about France from which we've come, meaning a part of the fabric of the city of New Orleans. You're talking about France that has an ambassador living in the city of New Orleans. You're talking about France that has supported a full-time position on resiliency for the city of New Orleans because we're on the front lines of climate change. You're talking about France that has residents and artists in residence right here in the city of New Orleans, over 4 of them. You're talking about France that is embedded in the fabric of the history of this city and will continue to be. So me nurturing that relationship is a responsibility that I have as mayor of the city of New Orleans.
I don't know, because you think you're talking about France? You said it 9 times. It's France. All right, Scott, here's our Mayor Lightfoot. When question, because during the lockdown, nobody was allowed to get their hair cut, get your nails done, basically live because everything was shut down. But yet she got her hair cut. And then she's dumb enough to put it on social media, her and the person she got her hair cut with, and they're not wearing masks or gloves.
Right.
In the picture, okay?
The woman who cut my hair had a mask, had gloves on. I'm the public face of the city. I'm on national media, and I'm out in the public eye. And I'm a person who I take my personal hygiene very seriously. As I said, I felt like I needed to have a haircut.
I mean, rules for thee, but not for me. Oh my goodness, Scott, what do you think?
Well, here's the thing. Let me apologize if I've actually touched off a partisan competition or a regional competition or whatever, because the answer is they're all well below the standard that you need in a city of size, right? I will say this, LaToya Cantrell, if you get the full daily experience of her, is flamboyantly awful in a way that I'm not sure Lori Lightfoot can match, which is not to say that the damage that these goons can do isn't profound, because it is. And actually in my book and in the American Spectator column that you guys read and have me on to talk about, I make the point that this is not an accident. Sometimes it looks like incompetence, but it's not. What it really is something called weaponized governmental failure, because if you intentionally don't do the things that your job, if you're the mayor, make sure the potholes are filled, provide drainage, have a police force that works, all of those kinds of things. if you fail to do that stuff or refuse to do that stuff, what's going to happen is the middle-class voters will leave. And if you're an urban socialist Democrat, that's exactly what you want, because those middle-class voters are the ones that will actually turn you out of office. The rich won't, because they can pick up the phone and call and get the pothole in front of their house fixed. And the poor don't really know any better if you govern badly. So if you look at every single city in America of size that the Democrats have taken over, they have run the middle class out and profited politically by it. And then, to boot, we have taxpayers from the suburbs, either through state dollars or federal dollars, subsidizing these cities with, grant money that replaces the tax base that they ran off. And that's how you go from a Mark Morial to a Ray Nagin to a Mitch Landrieu to LaToya Cantrell in New Orleans, and it gets progressively worse.
Well, I'm going to add a third candidate, and that is D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, because come Monday, now listen to this, come Monday, she is not letting students into her school, to government-run buildings, if they are not fully vaccinated, which means 40% of blacks age 12 to 17 are not vaccinated, and they can't go to school. And have you heard this? They're not giving them any alternative options. There's no remote learning. There's no books that'll be handed out.
Government-forced truancy.
Yeah, there you go. You know what? That right there, government-forced. Here she is. When a reporter asked her about this 40% of the students who are going to be home, and a lot of their parents are working, so essentially they're going to be out on the streets.
I don't think that number is correct. We have a substantially fewer number of kids that we have to engage with vaccination. And I explained why it's important. It's important for the public health of our students and that we can maintain safe environments.
The safe environment is for them to be inside of school and learning. Don't you think, Scott?
Well, I mean, given all of the sort of side effects that have kicked in with teenage kids and that vaccine shot.
Yep.
I'm not sure that that's not 100% lie what she just said about the public health of those kids.
But I mean, don't you think? And that's what I argued earlier. Dr. Fauci lives there. Dr. Walensky lived there. President Biden, they live in D.C. This is the time where they should step up and come forward and say, you know what? Madam Mayor, this policy is wrong and is only going to hurt children and put more kids' lives at risk for the chance of being shot.
Yeah, but they can't.
Then why? Because then they
because
look
that
like
would hurt their own credibility, having pushed this stuff for 2 years. They can't admit that they're wrong. They especially can't do it prior to a midterm election. I mean, the one thing Democrats never do anymore is admit that they're wrong. Yeah. They can't. Because the entire facade of political power that these guys operate under is that, well, we're doing things based on the science, and this is, experts are running the country, so, you have to give up some of your freedom because, the experts tell us this is the way. Well, when the experts don't have any expertise and they're wrong and they do things which are stupid, all of a sudden, it's very hard to continue making that argument that people shouldn't have, their own money and their own freedom rather than give it to these, big government type people. I mean, and that's why you can't admit that you're wrong. I mean, the media doesn't admit it's wrong anymore. The government doesn't admit it's wrong anymore. Nobody does.
Right.
I mean, at the very least, somebody's got to get a message to her saying, stop this madness. I mean, and the fact, too, that, the tennis player, oh, my God, why do I butcher his name? Novak.
Djokovic.
Djokovic. He can't play in the U.S. Open because he's not an American citizen and he's not vaccinated. But yet people can come illegally through the southern border and stay here and be shipped to Washington, D.C. and get off the bus and live their life. I wonder, I wonder if any illegal children want to go to school in Washington, D.C. on Monday and if they'll let them in.
Interesting.
That would be
interesting.
That'll
be
interesting. There we go.
You can ask Greg Abbott if he's busing any illegal kids to D.C. and they're checking up on them and where they get to go to school because maybe the bus drivers know. I don't know, but
I mean, wouldn't that be
my
precious?
guess is Well, my guess is, this will 3 or 4 weeks into the school year, this will just quietly go away, right? Because you'll have a couple of things in the local news in D.C., nothing national, but a couple of things in the local news in D.C. about all the forced truancy of thousands of school kids at D.C. And this is kind of inconvenient. And all of a sudden, those kids will be back in school by mid-September, let's say.
Yeah,
I hope
and, and then, we just won't even know anything about it. And it was like, oh, you remember when Muriel Bowser did that? It was like, yeah, whatever happened with that?
Yeah.
That's how that's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's more important than the daily shootings that are happening in D.C. right now. I get it. Yeah.
It's the lowest risk group.
Exactly. Scott, you had an article, Student Loan Forgiveness, the Revivalist Way in the Spectator, right? The American Spectator. I just want to really quickly, because so many people are so focused on Biden, and forgiving the $300 billion. But when I read your article, I just want to rattle off the top 5 endowments right now. I was shocked that the WHO was number 1. The University of Texas System, $69.21 billion with a B, $billion. Right. Stanford University, $62.97 billion. Harvard University, $53.2 billion. Yale University, mostly Ivy League schools. Yale University, $44.7 billion. MIT, $42.53 billion.
They should be part of the student forgiveness
the problem, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like therein lies the problem.
Well, if I remember the numbers correctly, first of all, 42 of the 50 richest colleges and universities in America, or in the world rather, are American.
Yeah.
And the smallest number of them, the smallest number in that group still has an endowment of $3 billion.
Sheesh.
Okay. And every one of these places, University of Texas System, I guess there are campuses in there that are relatively cheap tuition-wise. But like the main campus at Austin, if you're out of state, they're going to charge you $44,000 a year in tuition. And yet they got $69 billion in endowment. And, of course, it's worse for a Stanford or a Duke or a Harvard, Yale, Princeton. You're talking very close to $100,000 a year, $80,000 a year. And, basically these are hedge funds with a school attached.
Yeah, and my son got into Tulane. It was $82,000 a year.
Wow.
To go.
Absolutely. Tulane and Loyola just down the street in New Orleans is $80,000 a year.
What?
It's insane the amount of tuition these guys charge. And look at the endowments.
Yeah.
And we're gonna subsidize, because you think you're subsidizing the students by giving this loan relief. You're not. The universities are going to take that as a signal to raise the tuition even more. When they're sitting on a pot of gold and nobody does anything. I'm half joking, saying let's do a Bernie Sanders wealth tax on these university endowments, but not all joking, because honestly, something is very wrong in that system when these guys can amass that kind of wealth, not use it to actually help students, right? Other than to go build palaces on campus.
Right, but how many buildings can you build if you say Purdue? Purdue has $6.76 billion. You can't. Yeah, that's just crazy to me that you can't build enough buildings. You can't tear down
College
enough dorms.
Has $3 billion. How many students does Williams College even have? Like 3,000 or 4,000?
I don't even think I've even heard of
Pomona College.
Pomona.
I know it's like Rockefeller University of New York. It makes sense that they would have a big endowment, but I barely even heard of that place.
Oh,
U of I. How good the basketball team is.
U of I, $3.29 billion. $3.29 billion for U of I.
That's chump change,
yeah.
Compared to Stanford and some of the big dogs like University of Texas. All right, well, Scott McKay.
Well, you know what I noticed? The Florida universities are not in there, right? Nobody complains about the University of Florida's, academic program. They think that's a pretty good school. They're not in the top 42.
Yeah,
big state.
This
All
is
right,
true.
Scott McKay, we're going to have to leave it there for today. He's the publisher at the Hayride, contributor to the American Spectator, and author of the recently released The Revivalist Manifesto. Scott, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
See you guys. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Okay, you too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a physician. I've been in practice for 40 years. When I started taking this, I don't like medicines, and I probably have taken more people off medicine than I put on it. And so I looked at it, and it's pretty much a natural element. And there's no question in my mind, knowing a lot of patients, that people my age, 60 and over, do not eat right. And they certainly don't get the appropriate nutrients through the vegetables, fruits, and things like that. So I think that it supplies the building blocks that your body normally would use to heal itself. And if you don't get them, you don't heal right. So it's amazing. I mean, I'm doing what I did 2 years ago.
Start your journey to better health. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code CHICAGO.
I mean, the interest alone on a $3 billion endowment, my goodness. Okay. So are you a business owner wondering where the economy is headed over the next few months? Are you frustrated with conditions like inflation, recruitment, client retention, and how these factors might influence your company? What about the impact of unprecedented fuel costs and endless rising interest rates? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Running a business now is more challenging than it was just 1 year ago. And thanks to current failed policies, there's no immediate end in sight. So how can you plan to get through it all? Start by downloading Turnkey's annual State of Small Business 2022 report at turnkey.pro. Turnkey has insight that can help you figure it out, and it's free with no obligation to you. The State of Small Business 2022 addresses the current environment facing SMBs and includes local market research, business outlook, recommendations, and more. The report provides insight to help you make the important decisions during these unpredictable times. Don't wait. Download State of Small Business today at turnkey.pro. That's turnkey.pro.
International travel is open again, and now is the perfect time for a trip to Israel. Spend 10 extraordinary days in the Holy Land this November with your hosts Sebastian Gorka and Dinesh D'Souza, along with our trusted travel partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours. Collect remarkable memories, enjoy picturesque and unforgettable places on a trip to Israel that will change you forever. Reserve your spot today at standwithisraeltour.com. Standwithisraeltour.com.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They are so passionate about teaching people how to own physical gold and silver. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
This is Carol Platt-Liebau for townhall.com. First, do no harm is a sacred principle as old as medical practice itself. But as Dr. Anthony Fauci announces his retirement, it's obvious that's a standard he failed to meet. In the wake of his handling of the COVID pandemic, he leaves a trail of ruined lives. He failed to balance other needs against the national interest in battling the virus, crushing countless businesses. Americans were isolated for a protracted period, creating a profound mental health crisis. Children lost more precious years of their lives and milestone experiences they can never recover. His lies about vaccine efficacy enabled flawed, legally suspect mandates. Worst of all, his posing, preening, and politicizing leave a divided country deeply suspicious of public health authorities for good reason. Goodbye, Tony Fauci, and good riddance.
Publicpolicy.pepperdine.edu. AM 560, The Answer.
Uh-oh, I have to sneeze.
Uh-oh.
COVID! Elk variant! Oh, my God!
The Rona attack's coming!
All right. Coming up on Chicago's... Oh, I hate that feeling. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, guess what? Our doctor, Richard Bartlett, will be here to talk about Paxlovid. It's not as effective as people think. And he'll get into that and other things. Today it's going to be cloudy but clearing. Sunshine by this afternoon. A high in the low 80s. It is now 8 a.m. WIND Chicago.
Inflation eased up last month. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News consumer prices were 6.3% higher than last year, according to a report from the Commerce Department. The 6.8 in June was the highest since 1982. That report is closely watched by the Federal Reserve Bank. Fed Chair Jerome Powell gives a speech next hour.
Some analysts say Federal Reserve Chair Powell is going to talk tough on inflation today. Others say he'll go easy. Whatever he says today at the Fed's annual economic symposium at Jackson Hole, it'll be taking place as the U.S. deals with fast rising prices. The central bank's been raising interest rates since March in the hopes of cooling off the economy. They've gone up 2 full percentage points and have led to higher costs for mortgages and car loans. And the increases appear to be doing their job, especially when it comes to home sales. They've been dropping, and that may mean the cost to buy a home may come down too. Jill Nato, Fox News.
The affidavit used to secure the search warrant on former President Trump's home in Florida is to be released by noon Eastern, with parts blacked out by the Justice Department. Florida judge has ordered the release, approving the redactions. The drug company Moderna claims its coronavirus vaccine technology was stolen by Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech, following lawsuits in Massachusetts, where Moderna is based, and in Germany.
At issue is the mRNA technology used in making the vaccines. Moderna isn't asking for Pfizer to stop using it, but instead to protect the platform that Moderna claims it pioneered, which could be crucial in the quest for future vaccines for HIV, the flu, and other diseases. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
2 people are reported killed, 4 wounded in a shooting at a homeless shelter for men in Henderson, Kentucky. A suspect, police say, was taken into custody a little over 2 hours later. This was at the Harbor House Christian Center. 15 people inside at the time. It's described on its Facebook page as a Christian-based homeless shelter and a safe harbor for men in need. America's listening to Fox News.
.66 degrees, 8:02 is our time on AM 560, The Answer, and good morning. I'm Mike Scott. One sister is dead, another wounded following a shooting in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood this week. Police say Celeste and Jezebel Perez were standing outside in the 2700 block of South Homan when shots were fired. No one hurt following a minor security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago. Someone jumped a fence and threw a few rocks at the office on the near west side. That person detained and evaluated. The facility remains secure. Northern Illinois University confirming that a student has tested positive for the monkeypox virus. The student has not attended in-person classes and had minimal contact with community members. A former girlfriend of R. Kelly claims she had sex with the singer and a teen girl while being videotaped in the 1990s. Lisa Van Allen testified yesterday at Kelly's federal trial at the Dirksen Federal Building. Van Allen was prominently featured in the 2019 Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. College football kicks off this weekend, and the Northwestern Wildcats kick off their season in Dublin, Ireland against Nebraska, while the Fighting Illini open the season against Wyoming at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Orioles beat the White Sox 4-3, while the Cubs lost to the Cardinals 8-3, and the Bears wrap up the NFL preseason against the Browns after starting the preseason at 2-0. The news is a service of the daily podcast of Chicago's Morning Answer and The Sean Thompson Show. Subscribe free at 560theanswer.com/podcast. 8:04 and a check now of the AM 560 Business Beat. It is a service of Signature Bank. Visit signaturebank.bank for all your commercial banking needs. And now the latest from the Fox Business Network.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Panasonic is believed to be planning another U.S. battery plant to supply electric vehicles. The Wall Street Journal says it's looking at the possibility of building it in Oklahoma. Panasonic currently supplies battery cells to Tesla. Panasonic already jointly operates a battery factory with Tesla in Nevada. Buy now, pay later company Affirm lost more money than expected in its recent quarter. Affirm's forecast for the year is even weaker than expected. Investors are now concerned about how Affirm would hold up in an economic slowdown. Its shares are lower. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is expected to move the markets today. Powell speaks at the Fed's Jackson Hole Summit. Investors will be listening for signs of whether the central bank is likely to continue aggressively tightening financial conditions. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
8:05, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dr. Sebastian Gorka explains why Trump should be back.
It has to be Donald Trump because he's the only one who will do what needs to be done. He knows the power of the feds to destroy innocent people. The FBI has to be dismantled. The next president of the United States must be Donald Trump.
America First with Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Afternoons at 3, right before Sean Thompson at 4 on AM 560. The Answer.
If you're tired of the divisive rhetoric in our country today, then America's Talking Network is for you. America's Talking Network is a new podcast hub where you can find civil conversations.
What does America need to be saved from?
The birth of my son is the birth of this channel, because when he was born, it completely changed the way I think about the world.
Find out what's happening in our country.
And of course, everyone's prices are going up around the country. If you've been to the grocery store, you've seen it. If you've made a budget, you probably had to increase your monthly allotment for a lot of different things.
And find out what's happening right here in our backyard of Illinois.
The price you pay at the pump, wherever you're buying your gasoline in Illinois, is all inclusive of the taxes that are built into this thing.
That sort of explains why Illinois' average is significantly higher than the national average.
The only agenda that America's Talking Network has is to get America talking again. Go to americastalking.com to check out all of our podcasts. Once again, that's americastalking.com.
Are you a business owner with a strategic mission, a drive to succeed, and a plan for growth, but you just need the right bank? Hi, Mike Gallagher here, letting you know that Signature Bank is all about going the distance for commercial banking customers. It's what Signature Bank does every day. Their team understands that accessibility is key to their culture. In times like these, you want a bank that is there for you to weather the bad times and capitalize on the good. And with Signature Bank by your side, you can't go wrong. It's a true partnership. That's why Signature Bank in Chicago is my bank. That's right, I'm a customer. I believe in what they have to offer, from innovative tech and customized solutions to help your business grow and thrive. Reach out to my friends at Signature Bank. Call 773-467-5630, 773-467-5630, or visit them online at signaturebank.bank. That's signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank makes commercial banking personal. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I miss my baby, someone stole my baby. By the way, my baby is my landscaping truck that was literally stolen from a job site. Baby, won't you please come home?
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with 30-plus customizable coverage options, Progressive Commercial keeps your business humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I love my sweetheart. By the way, that's my riding lawnmower.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's 8:08. Let's get an update on the roads now. We do that, of course, in the Team Hochberg Traffic Center. Eden's inbound is at 17 Lake Cook Road to the junction. Outbound jam up between Devon and Niles Center. Kennedy inbound 43 O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Ike inbound 55 390 to the old post office. Eisenhower outbound 21 to Manheim and 33 outbound to 390. Stevenson inbound 46 from 355 into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Stevenson outbound 20 minutes to the Tri-State. Dan Ryan inbound 95th into the Burns Circle interchange is a 24-minute commute this morning. DuSable Lakeshore Drive northbound jamming up Foster to Hollywood. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast with Steve Williams.
Today, sunshine, some clouds, a pleasant, less humid day. High today at 77. Mainly clear tonight, low 61. Partly sunny, terrific day tomorrow, the high 83. Periods of clouds and sun, more humid Sunday. Afternoon thunderstorm, high 85. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
Worried about basement flooding? Time to call Permaseal, 800-421-SEAL. It is 68 at O'Hare. Next news at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560 The Answer.
Good Friday morning. The sun's starting to come out. John Anthony's here, and for Dan Proft today, you can hear him tomorrow from noon to 3.
That's right.
Or is somebody going to be filling in?
No, it'll be me.
You and Verlon, or just you?
The Troublemaker. The Troublemaker will be in the studio tomorrow.
Okay, from noon to 3, and you take phone calls too, so that's good.
And actually,
it's a live show, folks.
Yeah, the last couple of months, I've been leaving calls on the board when I leave out the studio. Yeah, we've been talking about interesting stuff.
What's on the docket for tomorrow?
Safe Suburbs. Kevin Coyne, he's going to be joining us tomorrow.
Okay.
I got a couple of people that's running for office who wants to join the show. So we got to get these people who ordinarily wouldn't get any press.
Right.
We got to get them press.
The mainstream media is not going to give them
cover
the time of day.
Yes. Exactly.
Ooh, Republican what?
Yeah.
All right, so I just informed you that Jill, not Joe, but Jill Biden has had a rebound case of COVID.
Yeah.
She's got the vid again, but she's asymptomatic. So it's probably because she took Plaquenil.
Or this.
Oh, yes. Or Balance of Nature. Here you go.
All right, you ready?
We're doing a shot of it. Yes,
Shots.
Oh, my God, we're so crazy. But, yes, she tested positive. So
That's a little hot.
She's back in isolation again. But remember when they said that if we get the vaccine, you won't get sick?
Yeah.
Just the string of lies that they've been selling us for almost 3 years.
You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
These vaccines are highly, highly effective.
Vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick.
They're really, really good against variants.
Everyone who takes the vaccine is not just protecting themselves, but reducing their transmission to other people and allowing society to get back to normal.
Get your first shot, and when you're due for your second, get your second shot.
Our key goal is to stop the transmission, to get the immunity levels up so that you get almost no infection going on whatsoever.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected.
If you're vaccinated, you're not going to be hospitalized, you're not going to be in an ICU unit, and you're not going to die. If you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask.
Anyone who is fully vaccinated can participate in indoor and outdoor activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or physical distancing.
But what they can't do anymore is prevent transmission.
We didn't have vaccines that block transmission. We got vaccines that help you with your health, but they only slightly reduce the transmissions. We need a new way of doing the vaccine.
The level of virus in the nasopharynx of a person who's vaccinated and infected is the same level as the level of virus in the nasopharynx of an unvaccinated person.
Reports from our international colleagues, including Israel, suggest increased risk of severe disease amongst those vaccinated early.
And if you look at Israel, which has always been a month to a month and a half ahead of us, they are seeing a waning of immunity, not only against infection, but against hospitalizations and to some extent death. The booster might actually be an essential part of the primary regimen that people should have.
The plan is for every adult to get a booster shot.
Clearly one of the best investments I've ever been involved in.
Isn't that fantastic? With more on this, let's welcome back to the program our good friend, Dr. Richard Bartlett. He practiced medicine in Texas for 28 years and served on former Governor Perry's healthcare task force. Good morning, Dr. Bartlett. How
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning.
We want to give the right answer to the people of Chicago. This is the morning answer, so let's give the right answer. Those were all wrong answers, by the way, from Biden, Fauci, Walensky, and Dr. Bill Gates, who's not a doctor, not a nurse, not a chiropractor, not a pharmacist, not a phlebotomist, kind of like Biden. And so we've learned a lot during the COVID experience of wrong answers and who gives wrong answers. Let's give the right answers this morning on your show. I'm so honored to be with you.
Okay, so what is the right answer about the vaccines? And there's a new one coming out right after Labor Day that's going to, they claim, help if you get the BA4 or the BA5 variant. Do you, because I don't believe anything the CDC says anymore, and I'm struggling with the FBI as well, but would you recommend the booster shot, the new one that's coming out?
Well, as you're talking about what they're saying and promoting, my eyes are rolling, and you can't see that on the radio, so I had to say that. Ridiculous. COVID has become less virulent, less dangerous. At one point in the recent past, Fauci said we're out of the pandemic. What? Yeah, that's what he said. So if we're out of the pandemic, he had to walk that back because that really unraveled a lot of things that they have going on. But it's less dangerous. Paxlovid brought us a brand new condition, medical disease, called rebound COVID. Enough said. As a doctor, I've never prescribed it. I never will, because I don't want to give someone the risk of a new problem that we've never seen before called rebound COVID.
So what is, because Jill and Joe Biden both had rebound COVID because they took Paxlovid, which Paxlovid, excuse me.
You know who else had rebound COVID? Fauci.
Oh, that's right. And the CEO of Pfizer, too. He had rebound COVID, too, right?
Hello. I think, we see it once, twice, 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, to the point that they can't deny it. And now it's the diagnosis of rebound COVID. Give me a break. So I like my patients to get better the first time. I kind of shoot for 100% success. I'm not going to sign people up for a potential rebound disease, no matter what the disease is. Yeah. And so COVID is less dangerous. The virus, the strains of virus, the mutations of COVID that are going around now are less dangerous, less virulent is the medical term, and more contagious. So we're seeing people get it. We're just not seeing the same numbers of people having serious disease, whether they're vaccinated or not. So one of the half-truths that was told is that if you get the vaccine, you will not be as likely to die or be deathly sick in the ICU.
Yeah.
The rest of the story is no matter whether you're vaccinated or not, you're less likely to die or have serious disease because the virus is weaker. And so that's the rest of the story. Budesonideworks.com is a website that has a lot of facts, a lot of the right answers there. It's a third-party website. Budesonide's an inhaled steroid that costs $3 a treatment if you pay the full cash price. So safe it's used on two-pound preemie babies in the NICU for decades without batting an eye. Yeah. $3 a treatment? Give me a break. Yeah. That's why it's not promoted, because nobody's going to get rich off of it.
Oh.
But we already have an answer for COVID. So why would I want to use an experimental medicine that has no long-term safety data called Paxlovid? It has no long-term safety data. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. Yes. And Dr. Bartlett, listen, I have to tell you this. I've been on this show with Amy. This is probably the fourth time that you've been on the show where I've been on. You were right about everything. The CDC recommendations, everything. The treatment. When I got COVID, Amy got me some of
I got you budesonide.
Budesonide, and it worked.
I know. It worked for me, too.
It worked.
John,
yeah.
John, you're still with us. Praise the Lord.
That's right. You were right.
Hey, one nation under God. There's lots of truths out there, a lot of right answers. And so I'm telling you, let's talk about the latest thing, monkeypox.
Yes.
You
tomato flu.
Talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so the WHO is calling for big tech to work to censor monkeypox misinformation. What does exactly that mean?
Well, misinformation according to them. Oh, by the way, have we heard just a montage of misinformation from the usual suspects a moment ago?
Yes.
We absolutely heard things that were lies. If something's not true, it's an untruth. It's a lie. And so when we were told you get the shot, 100% effectiveness, you're not going to get sick. It'll give you protection. You won't spread it. Biden says if you get the shot, you won't have to wear a mask. Well, Georgetown University didn't get that memo. This morning's news is Georgetown is calling for masks again on people, whether they're vaccinated or not. What planet are they on? Not the planet of the apes, I hope, because monkeypox is coming around. And so when we had one monkeypox case in the United States, hey, the Biden administration spent, they bought 20 million doses. We've got 20 million doses of monkeypox vaccine stored up for the American people. Did you know that?
Yeah, but if I'm not a gay male, do I need to take the monkeypox vaccine?
That is the question, and the answer is that it's an experimental vaccine with no long-term safety data. It's already being reported by Reuters and other mainstream media sources that there's breakthrough cases despite getting the Janios vaccine, which is the newer vaccine, and the ACAM 2000 smallpox monkeypox vaccine. It says it's a contraindication to get that if you've gotten any vaccine of COVID or otherwise. Hey, most people have gotten vaccines of some kind, so we're seeing a lot of reasons. There's a lot of dangers, and if you go to I'm going to refer everyone to AmericanFaith.com. AmericanFaith.com. They've got a series of articles about the monkeypox vaccines coming out and the risk that's already documented that's in the package inserts about miscarriages, about heart conditions that happen after the vaccines. Have we heard this before?
Yeah, it's the same thing with COVID, when we were having breakthrough bleeding and miscarriages.
Same song, second verse, miscarriages. That's a problem. Heart disease, that's a problem. Why would we sign up for that? And they say they have no long-term safety data concerning the risk of cancer associated with it or genetic disturbances, and we call it teratogenesis. So, hey, let's use tried and true things. Let's keep things in perspective. If you have that montage with Dr. Tedros talking, who's not a doctor, a medical doctor, not a chiropractor, not a pharmacist, not a janitor in a hospital, he's not a medical person, but his name's Dr. Tedros from the World Health Organization.
He's not a doctor?
He's a doctor, but he's not a medical doctor. People need
Joe
to
Biden.
know that.
Joe Biden, basically.
Yeah, I'm talking about Dr. Tedros from the World Health
I know.
Organization.
Oh, no, we're familiar with his work.
Yeah, very, very. What I'm saying is just like Joe Biden's a doctor, but not a medical.
Right, yeah. She's her PhD.
Right, details, right? So the bottom line is, he says in that montage, in his video, 98% of the people who've tested positive and have monkeypox are males who have sex with males. And then there's this great concern that there might be focus on that fact. And so they say, well, you can get it from towels or linens or from hugging or kissing. Okay, I'm just going to say this, John. It's not the men who share towels with men club that are getting monkeypox. It's not the men who hug men that are getting monkeypox. So let's just be really honest here. And so when Walensky called out the fact that we've got several cases of children who have tested positive for monkeypox, and they've traced them back to their contacts being the men who have sex with men. I think that needs some more answers for the public.
Oh, and then there's that dog. There's that Italian greyhound that had the first.
Who sleeps? Who literally they say in the articles it literally sleeps with the two gay men in Paris.
Yeah, they cohabitate. That's what they said. That they sleep
Look
with
at my
them.
face.
I know. But so is the monkey, and this is kind of a gross question, so John, if I'm offending you, please.
Please. Me
plug your
offended?
ears.
Please.
Is monkeypox transmitted through semen?
It's in blood and body fluids, and that is very common.
Yes.
It's very parallel. There's a lot of similarities. I'm just going to say there are many similarities with HIV.
Right.
And so how can you deny that? Both are there's definitely a population that's at increased risk. Did I mention that Dr. Tedros said it with his own mouth that 98% of the cases are men who have sex with men?
Yep.
At least 98%. And so and I say at least. Now, does that mean that everybody that gets it is going to be men who have sex with men? Well, that seems to be the major risk situation that's being called out by all parties. But the World Health Organization wanted to change the name of monkeypox. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh, yeah, but they never got
blacks.
around to that. Were you offending the monkey? I mean, whatever happened to that?
Black people.
I think that they had to do that because it didn't sound scary enough. I mean, monkeypox. Think about it. It's hard to get really excited about a term called monkeypox.
Hey, it's better than tomato flu.
Yeah, what is it? What is tomato? Can you help? Because John came in this morning early and said, "Tomato, we got to worry about the tomato flu." And I'm like, I want tomato soup. Wait, what are you saying?
John. Hey, just one pandemic at a time, please.
Well, wait, what is this tomato flu? If I eat a tomato, am I going to get the flu, or what is this?
It's like foot and mouth disease.
No, we'll go. I'll tell you what. Invite me back another time because we don't got enough time to dig into that. Because I got to complete this monkeypox story.
Oh yes, go on.
20 million doses of vaccine for the American people. Don't cut in line for the monkeypox shot. That's my message to the listeners.
Okay.
It has no long-term safety data. It has an associated risk with heart disease that's being uncovered. Most people are not at risk of getting monkeypox.
I'm not at risk.
So if you got to do a risk-benefit analysis, and if you get the monkeypox shot, my understanding is because there's no long-term safety data, you are signing up to be in a human experiment, in human experimentation. And I've heard report after report that people who got the COVID shot and died related to the COVID shot, that their life insurance did not pay because they had complied with they volunteered for a human experimentation by doing what they were told to do over and over and over again, get a COVID shot. Right. And so people aren't being told the whole story. So if you want to be a part of a human experiment, if you want to just go ahead and cut in line for a monkeypox shot, be aware of these things, that there is a risk, a real risk that's already being uncovered. And as far as the benefit goes, it's already being reported by Reuters and many other sources of breakthrough cases, meaning that you're not protected from monkeypox even if you get the vaccine.
Okay. All right, Dr. Richard Bartlett, we're going to have to leave it there. And I know you've got another hit to do on radio. And practiced medicine in Texas for 28 years and served on former Governor Perry's healthcare task force. Thank you, as always, Dr. Bartlett. We appreciate it.
And was right from the beginning.
Hey, God bless y'all, and God bless Chicago.
We need it. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Now that I've got your attention, let me tell you all about us. Whoa, tough crowd. Anybody out there? Hello? Anyone?
Fighting to be heard in today's competitive digital world?
It's time for Salem Surround. Let us handle everything and get your message seen and heard.
Let's turn up the volume on your business with Salem Surround.
Learn more at surroundchicago.com. Surroundchicago.com. Connecting you with new customers.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a physician. I've been in practice for 40 years. When I started taking this, I don't like medicines, and I probably have taken more people off medicine than I put on it. And so I looked at it, and it's pretty much a natural element. And there's no question in my mind, knowing a lot of patients, that people my age, 60 and over, do not eat right. And they certainly don't get the appropriate nutrients through the vegetables, fruits, and things like that. So I think that it supplies the building blocks that your body normally would use to heal itself, and if you don't get them, you don't heal right. So it's amazing. I mean, I'm doing what I did 2 years ago.
Start your journey to better health. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code CHICAGO.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
This is it. Your last chance to win $5,000 a week forever from Publishers Clearinghouse. There are just days left to enter. Win $5,000 a week for your life. Then after that, someone you choose gets $5,000 a week for their life. But you must enter at PCH.com before it's too late. Leave a legacy for your loved ones. Hurry, time is running out. So enter now at PCH.com. $5,000 a week forever. Don't miss your last chance to win it this August 31st. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 8/29. No purchase necessary. Void or prohibited.
AM 560, The Answer.
Okay, we got a text message real quick that says, monkeypox is in the gay and brothel communities currently, but once it's done going through that, there's a possibility it will be community spread, like the chickenpox. I don't know about that, but thanks for texting in. And then Mike Scott, two things. Tedros, not a doctor. What does he have his PhD in?
His PhD is in philosophy and tied to public health, which is what he did when he went back to Eritrea, his home country in Africa, and did public health, basically as a government spokesman for public health in the region around Eritrea and in Eritrea itself.
For taking advice from a doctor who's not a real.
He's not a medical doctor.
No.
Nope.
And then what about this tomato soup or tomato virus? I'm sorry.
Don't worry about either of those. It is.
Okay.
It's in 85 children in India, southern India right now. It is it's a hangover from viral infection tied to dengue fever, which is mosquito-borne, and you get blisters that look a little bit like monkeypox, or chickenpox, like I had when I was very young, 5 years old. But there really is no threat. Life-threatening threat to young children right now. It's something you just wait out. It's a little more like chickenpox than anything else right now.
All right. Well, coming up next, Open Mic Friday. The time has arrived. Grab a line, 312-642-5600. And if you can't get through right away, keep trying back, because once we take a call, a line opens up. 312-642-5600. Now, into the newsroom we go. Here again is Mike Scott.
Amy and John, you've been talking about it, and 11 o'clock our time, we'll get it. The affidavit the FBI used to get a search warrant for former President Donald Trump's Florida home should be public by the time most of us grab lunch today. The White House says President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan will cost $24 billion a year. Florida's Space Coast is gearing up for a big day. Final preps for NASA's Artemis 1 launch. The first attempt at getting the giant rocket off the ground will come on Monday, early Monday morning at the Kennedy Space Center. Artemis 1, while unmanned, is step number 1 to putting humans back on the moon in just a couple of years. The E. coli outbreak here in the Midwest has now affected 84 people. CDC says 47 more have gotten sick from the bacteria. Most victims ate sandwiches with lettuce at Wendy's restaurants a week before getting sick. Nearly 40 have been hospitalized across Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania for the E. coli poisoning. Here in Chicago, one sister is dead, another wounded following a shooting in the Little Village neighborhood in the 2700 block of South Homan. No one hurt following a minor's security breach at the FBI field office in Chicago, where a person jumped the fence and threw some rocks at the office on the near west side. Person was detained, evaluated. The facility remains secure. You know, that mystery winner of the $1.3 billion Mega Millions jackpot still hasn't claimed their dollars. The winning ticket from the July 29th drawing was sold at a Speedway in Des Plaines. A month later, Illinois lottery directors say the prize winner still has not come forward, but that's not all that unusual. It takes a while for the winner, according to the lottery, to be prepared to claim a prize that large. Chicago sports. College football kicks this weekend for the Northwestern Wildcats. They take on Nebraska in Dublin, Ireland, while the Fighting Illini start their season at Memorial Stadium. They'll take on Wyoming. Sox fell to the Orioles. Cubs lost to the Cardinals, and the Bears wrap up the NFL preseason tomorrow against the Browns. The news, a service of Salem Surround, a local digital marketing agency. Go to surroundchicago.com today. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher wants us to prepare.
We have a battle ahead of us. We have turmoil in America. We've got to be ready to fight, not physically, but at the ballot box, with ideas, with logic, with wisdom, with clarity. I know this.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, "Help me, Daddy's shot." And then they stood over him and they executed him in front of her. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by People Who Play by the Rules PAC.
Remember to eat your fruits and vegetables. We all remember these words from our childhood. But how does anyone have time to buy, store, prepare, and eat enough healthy fruits and vegetables in our busy lives? Balance of Nature keeps it simple. Our produce is powdered after an advanced vacuum cold process, which stabilizes the maximum nutrient content. The produce is then mixed into a scientifically researched blend designed with your body in mind. Once these blends are encapsulated, they are packaged and sent right to your door, so you can get all the benefits of a colorful variety of fruits and vegetables every day. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-2468-751. And don't forget to get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
2021 marked Chicago's deadliest year in a quarter century. Crimes and gang-related violence continue to increase year over year. We can stop this violent cycle by implementing trade schools for young adults, former inmates, and other Chicagoans to learn valuable skills, providing opportunity, education, and economic empowerment. Choose Dr. Willie Wilson as mayor so we can keep Chicago safe together.
I approve this message. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Illinois' population loss was the third worst amongst U.S. states from July 2020 to July 2021. 2,400 businesses in the Chicago area will never reopen due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As mayor, Dr. Willie Wilson will work hard to restore Chicago by lowering taxes to keep people in the city, helping small businesses get back on their feet, and expanding access to infrastructure. Dr. Willie Wilson, leading Chicago to a better tomorrow.
I approve this message.
It's 8:40 on AM 560. The Answer. Quick check of the roads in our Team Hochberg Traffic Center. Eden's on the outbound side. Disabled vehicle left lane blocked just after Wilson. 15 minutes out to Lake Cook Road. Kennedy at 36 in from O'Hare to the Burns Circle interchange. Ike inbound, 50 minutes. 390 to the old post office. Stevenson 34 from the Tri-State into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Very slow ramp to the inbound Ryan. Dan Ryan inbound, 19, 95th into the Burns Circle interchange. DuSable Lakeshore Drive jamming up northbound Bryn Mawr. Through Hollywood, Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. Pleasant day ahead. Sunshine and clouds mixed and less humid. High 77. Currently 68. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
Open mic! Open mic Friday! Call in now! Open mic Friday!
All right, we're going to start with some information that I don't know if you guys know, and if you don't know this, I want to be the first to tell you. DHS has officially shut down the disinformation board after 3 months of being put on pause. Our girl over there, her name is Nina Jankowicz. Oh my God, Justin, can you help me? You told me what it was. Jankowicz was in charge for a little bit, and she put out this goofy video, and I mean, absolutely psychotic.
Cringy.
This is a grown woman.
In this environment, I do travel.
Oh boy, that is not it at all. Thank you. This is it.
Laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origins are slightly less atrocious. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. When Rudy Giuliani shared bad intel from Ukraine, or when TikTok influencers say COVID can cause pain, they're laundering disinfo when we really should take note and not support their lies with our wallet, voice, or vote. Oh, information laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origin seems slightly less atrocious.
That's cringy.
You know who she reminds me of? Emily Landon.
Oh.
That wouldn't pass it. She's University of Chicago epidemiologist or virologist, one of those. That's something she would do because it's about them. It involves theater and involves really being dramatic. So, yeah, she was had to resign, though, by the way, because of her past tweets and statements regarding Hunter Biden's laptop and Christopher Steele and the author of so-called The Steele Dossier. She tweeted out all this stuff because she's,
Let me guess.
on Team Biden.
Let me guess.
What?
She said it all was, all of that was disinformation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she's gone.
Sounds about right.
And I'm sorry to say the disinformation board is now kaput. Before we take your phone calls, one more thing I want to bring you is Karine Jean-Pierre, KGP.
Hey.
Quadruple threat.
You've arrived when you got 3 initials.
Thank you very much. But she's not doing so well at her job, and this was what happened yesterday in the White House briefing room. Out of control press conference.
That we can go back and forth on it. We can go back and forth on it. I was supposed to go to Chris in the back, and I skipped him, so I'm going to go back to Chris.
Good luck with getting Chris out there.
You're not being respectful. Go ahead. To your colleagues, to your own colleagues. As you see, I jump. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Respect your colleagues. Respect your colleagues. Go ahead, Chris.
Different networks are just yelling.
Will the president reach out to Senator Schumer about scheduling a vote on that marriage bill when the lawmakers return from?
I'm sorry, Chris. You're going to have to start from the beginning because there was some disrespect happening.
The legislation for lawmakers about
I mean, this reminds me of Richard Irvin's press conference the first time he met with the media. People are screaming, shouting things, and no, she has lost complete control.
She had to be talking to a conservative outlet, right? There's no way she would talk to someone that's on her side like that, right?
I mean, it was, I don't know what was going on there. All right, 312-642-5600. Let's go to Elliot, who saw Uncle Tom 2 last night. Good morning, Elliot. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. I just want to call and thank John Anthony for the evening. It was not just seeing Uncle Tom 2, but he had the filmmaker and some other guests up for a panel. It was just a wonderful evening. I'm recommending Uncle Tom 2 to everybody I'm running into now, and we need to find ways. There's some difficulty on YouTube with getting it.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can explain again.
Yeah, how can we see it? I should be looking this up.
YouTube.
Justin Quinn, if you could help assist her out, because we should promote it if it's as good as you say that it is.
It's
very
better
interested.
than one. It's definitely better than one. Thank you so much for the compliment, Elliot. I mean, I think the documentary speaks for itself, though. You know what I would love to do. I don't know if Black White Marcus or Jeff's listening. I'd love for me and Maze Jackson to do something in the city of Chicago with this.
Oh,
Maze, let's do it.
How is Maze Jackson? Maybe we can have him on Tuesday.
He's doing
when you
great.
fill in next week.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just fill out the show now. We can have him on. That'd be great. Thanks, Elliot, for the phone call. Let's go to Eduardo in Midway. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, good morning, Amy and John. I was in California, Santa Barbara and Palm Springs, and I saw a lot of cars, and I think they're not going to be too happy to get rid of those gasoline cars. And remember also, they wanted to keep track of your mileage. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, that's right, the mileage tax.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they want to get rid of gas operated cars by 2035. You can still, if you own one, you don't have to turn it over, and you can still buy used cars that work on gasoline. Thank you, Governor. I appreciate that. I can keep my car. Oh, that's so nice of you. But yeah, didn't you seriously see so many electric EVs out there when you were there?
No, I saw more gasoline cars out there. Yeah.
Oh, I was surprised. Where I went, I went to
Santa Barbara and Palm Springs. Yeah, I saw bumper to bumper traffic.
Oh, the traffic is so bad. It is it's unbearable. I don't know how they do it, but
wait till you take Jim's
thanks,
call.
Eduardo.
Wait till you take Jim's call about this, about the bill just for the battery.
Oh, really?
I mean, you're gonna force people to buy an electric car at what cost, though?
Oh, it's ridiculous. There's not enough, precious metals. It's a big ask. And then if everyone did get electric cars, which 5% of the population has, and when I was in California, people are lined up to charge their car. Yeah, there's the infrastructure is completely not there.
No.
Let's go to Jim in South Elgin. Good morning. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Well, good morning and nice show. It was a great event last night to see Uncle Tom 2. I highly recommend it. It was very interesting to see the history of Booker T. Washington.
Yes.
Whose people after him went to create a lot of buildings and infrastructure, and the guy who people founded the NAACP, as Rush Limbaugh used to say, went out to talk about socialism. So that was a good dichotomy that I wasn't quite aware of, so it was good to see that, and that needs to be cut. But, this morning I was going through some pictures, and I saw this bill from a Chevy dealership down in Naples, and it was like about $29,000. The battery part was like $26-something. I called the dealership. I said, "Is this an accurate price for these batteries?" He said, "Yeah, they're about that." And he said the Tesla batteries are 20 to 30,000. He said after about 70,000 miles, he said these batteries aren't any good. They wear out. And so if you don't replace them, then your car becomes a little ornament for your front yard. And he said, well, a lot of people are doing. They're keeping these cars for 3 years and they trade them on, so they don't have to worry about the battery. But then, of course, the person that buys the car has to worry about the battery. So all green energy means it just costs you more of your own green to purchase these things. So stay away, and we got to reverse the stupid trend.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, Jim, for the phone call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Bill in Waukegan. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, Amy and John. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to say that I'm not one of the vulnerable people that might get monkeypox, but if the guy's bigger than I am, I may contract that disease. So thank you for taking my call. Have a great weekend.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. Are we going to get in trouble for that?
Bubba.
Oh, my God. Boy, thanks, Bill. I think for the phone call.
Oh,
let's go to Kim in Northwest Indiana with some good news. Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Hi.
Good. So I just want to let you guys know that you have that NJ diet that you advertise. It does work. I went on the program. I lost a total of 33 pounds, and it's been 3 months, and I have kept it off. So if anyone's skeptical out there, you're not hungry. It's everything that they say. It is wonderful.
Good for you. That's a huge accomplishment, so I'm proud of you. That's great. Good for her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How much you pay her?
So,
Say that.
And I don't do the NJ diet.
No, I heard, no, that's Dan. Isn't it?
Yeah, Dan, it's Dan, but still.
I know somebody that's on it. It really works.
Yeah. How do you? I know they take your blood
Samples,
and hair sample, and besides that, I don't know.
Are you about to take a call?
No, but what do you want?
You know, I was with I was actually Did you just?
What do you want?
I was just with Pastor Randy Bland yesterday, right? They were given a huge building out in Manhattan area. What he's doing down there with Grace Association, Amy, it's really, really good. I think going to change the educational community here in the state of Illinois, especially as he continues to blossom. He has 4 schools now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met your Reverend. I like him. He's been on the show too.
Yeah, he has. I just wanted to give him that shout out because the work he's doing, because they're now fixing up the Manhattan building, hoping to open up September 1st.
Okay.
So if you live in the area, go down there.
Yeah,
and
so your
give
kids start. Did they already start?
They've already started.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 4.
Can I remember when you guys had school and no masks?
Yeah.
And we were still masked and in the basement.
Yeah, no
I
mask.
didn't want to hear about it. Like I don't want to know how the other half live. All right, quickly, let's go to Lorna and Elgin. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi, Amy. I just wanted to see if I could find out the name of the medicine that the doctor was recommending, and also let you know that you can buy those great big boxes of goldfish at Walmart for $6.88 a box.
That's good. Okay, because where I shop, it was $11.92. I almost
remember
fell.
you saying that.
Yeah, I took a picture too. I tweeted it out because it's unbelievable.
Okay.
It's
anyway,
Budesonide. Budesonide.com.
Budesonide. B-U-D-E-C.
Budesonide.
Use it in the sentence.
Boy, you
Country of origin.
You chose the wrong person to ask this question.
Country of origin.
Budesonide. Well, you spell it. Can you Google it over there?
Budecine.
I don't think there's a C in it. There you go, Amy.
Budesonide.
You got it over there?
No. Hold on. Seriously. You know what, Lorna?
Yeah.
Stay on the line. We're going to put you on hold.
Okay.
And I will get back to you. So hold on.
Okay.
Nobody wants to listen to us going, trying to spell. All right, quickly.
I got it.
Oh, boy. Roland in Arlington Heights. Hi, Roland.
Good morning, guys. Okay, modern geography lesson.
Oh, boy.
Okay, you have the state of Indiana, okay? Northwest of that, you have the state of Wisconsin. Southwest of there, you have the state of Iowa. South of there, you have the state of Missouri. Southeast of that, you have the state of the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Okay.
And in the middle of it, you have the state of emergency.
Okay.
Illinois.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Rolla. We got you. Thank you so much. Here, quickly, Lorna, if you're listening, it's Budesonide. Budesonide. Budesonide.com. Budesonideworks.com.
It does work, though.
It does work. Oh, it's the best thing in the world. All right, let's get out of here with our one and only, our favorite, Chuck in Delavan, Wisconsin. Hi, Chuck. How are you? What do you got going this weekend?
Man, you're hitting the nail right on the head. Budesonide was one of my garage bands in high school. I want to thank everybody that came to the Venetian Festival last week. because of you at WIND, I am royalty. I was out on the dance floor, and I had probably 10 of your listeners come up to me and say, "Are you Chuck from Delvin?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And I want you, Amy, to pat me on the back for not saying anything about the FBI going through, I didn't mention it, going through Melania's panty drawer.
You mentioned it now.
I didn't do that this time. I didn't do it this time. So you guys have a great weekend, and everybody, thank you for coming up and having a big party with us last weekend.
All right, Chuck, you're the best.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Transform your garage with the leading epoxy flooring, garage cabinet, and organization company, Garage Experts of Chicagoland. Hi, I'm Dave Molinaro, proud owner serving the Chicago area, installing our Garage FX flooring and cabinet systems since 2017. Our products are industrial strength and able to withstand the wear and tear of Chicago's harsh weather, and are completely customizable to fit your needs and lifestyle. They're also easy to clean, low maintenance, and will wow your neighbors, friends, and family. We provide in-home free estimates at your convenience, and we are so confident in the quality of Garage Experts epoxy flooring and cabinets that we will back it with a lifetime warranty. With over 100 five-star Google reviews, you could rely on me and my team to provide you with the highest quality service. Learn more by visiting our website at garageexperts.com/Chicagoland. Let's transform your garage today. Once again, that's garageexperts.com/Chicagoland.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a physician. I've been in practice for 40 years. And when I started taking this, I don't like medicines, and I probably have taken more people off medicine than I put on it. And so I looked at it, and it's pretty much a natural element. And there's no question in my mind, knowing a lot of patients, that people my age, 60 and over, do not eat right. And they certainly don't get the appropriate nutrients through the vegetables, fruits, and things like that. So I think that it supplies the building blocks that your body normally would use to heal itself, and if you don't get them, you don't heal right. So it's amazing. I mean, I'm doing what I did 2 years ago.
Start your journey to better health. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, "Help me, Daddy's shot." And they drove him and they executed him in front of her. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, another week of broadcast excellence. Your show tomorrow, but you want to promote your
boat cruise?
Your boat cruise,
Yes.
yeah. Where can we sign up and how much is it? Give us the details.
560theanswer.com. You click on the link. You'll see my big smiley face. Tickets are $56. We're also still looking for sponsors for the show.
Wait, $56?
$56. Free, all you can eat, all you can drink.
And the boat cruise is September 17th?
September 17th, live on Lake Michigan.
What time to what time?
12. We'll come back. The show ends at 2:30, so we'll be back by 3 o'clock.
You know what? I really might take you up on that.
Let's do it.
Okay, $56.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, you don't.
I know what.